1-800 or go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. That's AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. We have 6 clinics across South Florida to serve you. Atlantic Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
95, an accident southbound before Yamato Road. We have a right lane blocked, and things are moving a little bit slowly in that area. And a ladder remaining in the roadway, according to FHP. This is northbound 95, just north of PGA Boulevard. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
Here in Florida, we have an FPL team of thousands ready for storm season. So as the storm approaches, just know our job isn't finished until everyone's lights are back on. Get ready at fpl.com/storm.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Attention gamers!
What was that all about?
Hey, you said you love video games.
Yes, video games. Today is National Video Game Day.
Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, World of Warcraft, Call of Duty,
Mortal Kombat, Mario Brothers,
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Whatever your poison.
A lot of you are pretty hardcore about video games.
Happy National Video Game Day.
Ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Welcome to the show.
Color me happy. There's a sofa in here for 2.
First time in an elevator.
Penthouse.
The Penthouse. Wow, great view. I bet you can see all the way to the ocean from out here.
Penthouse, top floor, got everything I need and a lot more. High ceilings, marble floor, and my penthouse.
Hey, Mr. Greek, can I get your autograph?
Hey, Greek, what's happening, pal?
I'm 6 deep behind a 4. You can't find me.
Oh my God, it's Greek!
Turn it up, Captain.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Here's The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
Yes, you're in the Penthouse after a dramatic night on Monday Night Football. If you are a Jet fan, I feel for you. That was a brutal night. Maybe we'll get some good news, but it doesn't look good. Football is in the books the first week, and now we'll go on to week 2. But last night's Monday Night Football game was a game you will never forget. A lot to go on in the Penthouse today. A big giveaway at 11:45. Is Florida getting closer to sports betting? We'll get into all that and some social dilemmas and so much more on a Fat Tuesday. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, and good morning, lady, gentlemen. A pleasure to be here with you.
And good morning, Francis.
Hello, hi, good morning. Happy Tuesday.
You had the Jets. They were 16-1 last night at 8 o'clock to win the Super Bowl. Right after Rodgers got hurt, they went to 60-1. So, boy, that is talking about, ooh, man, what an emotional game for Jet fans.
Well, that would be any team, right? I mean, you lose your starter, especially a Hall of Famer like that. I mean, you're going to drop like that. So I don't think there's any surprise there.
Yeah.
I think the surprise is they ended up winning.
Oh, that was a shock. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a shock. Emotional game. Ran back a touchdown. The rookie, Gibson. Nobody ever thought they were going to win that game. But, just one of those games that was very emotional for the Jets on 9/11. And then Rodgers gets hurt the third play, which was so sad. And whether you're a Jet fan or not, you got to have some compassion.
Yeah, I guess he's going in for an MRI today, and they believe it's an Achilles tear,
it doesn't look
right?
Good. Yeah, it doesn't look good. He actually got up, and then he went right back down.
Well, you know the thing about it, too, and you asked me to get the highlight of it, and I'll get it and just cue me up if you want me to play it. But the thing is, not only did he get up, but he stood there and looked to the sideline for a good, 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And I know that doesn't sound like a long time, but it kind of is in a moment like that, as if he was waiting for the next play to come in. Mm-hmm. And I think he was probably contemplating
Am I hurt?
Is this bad or not?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you would kind of guess it. That's
then he went
really
down.
what happened. And he just sat down and
It was
there it
brutal.
is.
It was. I mean, I have so many friends that are Jeff fans. It just like the texts I was getting, the calls, and watching the game of strikes last night with some of my friends. It was just like, oh. And then at first you thought maybe it wasn't that bad. He'd come back in a couple plays.
Just kind of hobbling, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like any other time, he got the cart took him out to the tunnel, and he gets off the cart to go into the tunnel.
Yeah, but he had
and
the
he
boot
walked
on.
in on his own. Of course, he had a boot on.
Yes,
and was
once you
able
see
to,
that.
but he was still hobbling, you know. So
once you see a boot, you know it's bad.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy, sad night, and
Which now convinces NFL fans even more that the New York Jets are cursed.
yes, everybody said it.
Yep.
For 1969 when they won the Super Bowl, Joe Namath is local. We could ask him, maybe we'll call in. He made a deal with the devil, and they said the Jets will never win again. And it was just like, oh my God, it was an emotional night. It really is. Anybody who had the Jets last night, you are lucky you won. Because the way that game was going. Josh Allen might have had the Jets last night. He had a bad game.
Yeah, my buddy who's a huge Bills fan, Jimmy, probably even more so than you are, and he even posted on his Facebook, he was like, Josh Allen, 3, Aaron Rodgers, 0. When it talked about completions to Jets players.
yeah,
And that was pretty funny. That's true.
He's got more completions than his Jets player.
And he is a Bills fan, and he even poked fun at Allen.
Yeah, that was a good meme. It went around
Yep.
too. I had seen that one as well. One of the times that Josh was sitting on the sideline with that just disheveled look after one of his interceptions.
Yep.
Just a terrible night, obviously for Josh Allen, and not characteristic. I mean, he'll bounce back and be fine. It's weird. I went into the game last night, kind of like on a lower note, and even though they ended up losing, they played a little bit better than I thought, because really, if Allen didn't have that bad of a night, they probably would have done much better, obviously. Their defense was outstanding, except for, maybe 6 plays. Mm-hmm. And their special teams gave up a couple of big plays, obviously the game winner at the end there. So, I mean, it wasn't too bad. Their defense really played well. They stopped that front line big time. And Jets defense, too. I mean, they just showed what they're made of, too. Wow.
No,
that
they
was
were
amazing how good they played.
And of course, one of the first things I see, one of the websites that I go on for some show prep is called Bro Bible. The first thing you see right there is NFL fans think that Josh Allen is too distracted by Haley Steinfeld. That's who he's dating now. And it's like, it's always, they always blame it on a girl when the quarterback does it.
But doesn't he have a scandal going on, Josh Allen?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with his love life.
Yeah, I thought he had a little bit of a scandal going on, but something with his girl. Wasn't one of his?
They're saying it's his new pop star girlfriend, Haley Steinfeld, is what they're saying. Yeah.
Okay, I thought there was something going on with somebody else. Another girl I heard from somebody last night. Some problems he was having off the field. But yeah, they always blame the girl.
They
Tony
always
Romo.
do.
Yeah,
always do.
And then Mahomes put out a tweet last night. He put out a mistake. He wrote, "I hate this guy." And he meant to say, "I love this guy," when he was talking about Aaron Rodgers. And I wish him well. That went all over the place.
I mean, even Peyton Manning had a bit of a freak out when he saw what was going on.
Oh, everybody did.
But yeah, it was and like you said, with the memes, instantly, within seconds, there were Aaron Rodgers memes, all like full body cast, a guy in a chair, like it was just instant. People are so quick.
It's amazing. It really is how they do that, and of course, still shots from the game itself. I don't know how they get them, but I guess they just take screenshots on their phone. I guess.
And yes, that is funny, but the fact that he's hurt is not. So hopefully everything is okay.
It's sad.
When it comes, it is.
It is very, very sad.
And as a Bills fan, I want to make this perfectly well known. I am not a Rodgers hater. I'm not a Jets hater. I hated seeing him go down like that. I really, really did. I've loved what Aaron Rodgers has done for the game for all those years in Green Bay. And, I really legitimately thought that obviously that was going to be 3 teams now in the AFC East. It was going to make and maybe they will. Maybe Zach Wilson will turn around. They end up winning. I mean, I doubt it too, but you never know.
The next place you'll see Zach Wilson is parking cars at Breakers.
He had some tutelage there with Aaron. Maybe it'll help. I don't know. It didn't look like it for the rest of the game, but
the other
they
thing
were able to put enough together, and special teams won it for him.
Yeah, he wasn't even ready. He was ready to go on Instagram last night when the game started. Yeah. He didn't think he was getting in the game. I mean, he was just hanging out. Next thing you know, you're in.
It's funny. Franny brings up the fact that there was instant memes. I also see that there's instant calls for getting rid of the turf too. Yeah. That was something that I saw a couple times. Yeah. Now I don't know if obviously people are going to blame the turf for his injury, for Aaron's injury. I don't know if that had anything to do with it personally. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't
Just the way
seem-
he fell.
I thought that was a surface that was designed to prevent injuries.
Yeah, it is. And it
But
has
I
those
don't
little
know.
pebbles in it. We talked about the night
Right.
before. It just seems the way he fell on his leg. I mean, that's just a freak accident.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it is. It's a freak accident, once in a million. It's sad. Like I said, a lot of emotion for people watching that game. Game went late till like 11:30. They ran it back in a punt, which nobody thought. I mean, throughout the game, you're thinking Buffalo's just going to crush them. But, yeah, I'm sure the ratings were good last night. Even though Rodgers went out, people were tense watching the game. But very emotional. If you're a Jet fan, oh, God. I mean, today when you wake up, you got to be like, am I dreaming? And you're right, Franny. The Mannings, they were talking about it, and they were just, like, in shock. Peyton Manning was so like, oh, my God, I can't believe this is going down. It seems surreal. It did, like, watching it.
Even like you said, the way that Rodgers went down, I think he was even like, is this really happening right now?
Oh, yeah.
Because he seemed very calm about it, but I mean, he just probably realized, I can't do this.
Well, it's like anything else. You know when you're hurting. You know what I mean? You feel it yourself as individuals. Like, say you got a bad headache, you're sitting there, or whatever, your ankle, you get hurt. And he just, like you said, he got up, and then he was probably like, this is bad.
And placing yourself at that moment. At that moment, he got up after, getting rushed and sacked, and then he hops up and he's looking over to the sideline.
Yeah.
Waiting for the next play. I mean, that's like, at that moment, that's what you're thinking, right? You're not really thinking he's hurt.
Well, you're on adrenaline to it. Then he probably felt it. Then he probably, that's when he went down.
He knew. He knew right away. I firmly, in my heart, I believe that he knew right away. He was looking to the sideline, and he's thinking to himself, what do I do? What's my approach here? And
yeah, a lot of times they say, you hear something pop, you know what I mean? And maybe he heard something. But,
I see people are putting out that still shot of where it looks like he's got that big bulge in the back of his leg. I don't know if that's just a way that the camera looked or if
anything
it
about the
was
Achilles
really-
freaks me out.
Oh, yeah.
Any kind of injury to back there,
That's painful. He might not play again. I mean, if
and that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
I guess we'll see after
see.
today, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope he's, again, praying for it. But the coach even said after the game, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
He goes, I got to be honest. But again, you're a Jet fan. I do feel bad for you guys today. Very emotional last night, winning the game. It was nice he won the game, obviously. But yeah, just an emotional game. You were I don't remember Jet fans so hyped up. Now the Dolphins.
And it was just emotional from the start. Carrying up the flag, 9/11.
He had the flag.
I
He
know.
came out.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just crazy.
By the way, and you know what? This is sad. I should know her name, but the woman that performed the national anthem. Wow,
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
No, that was Sunday Night
Oh,
Football.
shoot! Who was it last night?
It was a member of the.
You're
New
right.
York's,
Queen Latifah was Sunday.
Either NYPD or FDNY. It was one of the because she was in uniform.
Okay.
And again, I feel bad. I should know this.
I did see it. Yeah.
And I mean, it was fantastic. And then they even did it where she goes sing with me and got the whole crowd into it. And then they brought her volume down if you didn't notice, and then they would bring her back up at times. You know,
that's cool.
Oh, and the
I
crowd
missed
was
that.
singing. It was just unbelievable. And I think they said they had like over 85,000 people. They had more tickets sold last night than when they had the Super Bowl there a couple years ago.
Wow.
Again, I'm going by what the announcer said.
Wow.
I didn't verify that or anything, but that's just what I think Aikman
not surprised. I mean, the
had
game-
said that, or Buck, one or the two.
Yeah, that game was so hyped up with
So
him.
to give her some love, that was NYPD officer Brianna Fernandez.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow.
Great job.
Uh-huh.
It was just, spot on. I don't know if they could have done that any better.
That's awesome. Yeah, great job. Like I said, if you're a Jet fan, you want to call up and just tell us your emotion or how you feel, let us know. 56. What am I thinking? 561
You giving
877.
your phone number out? Call Greek.
561. Call. Give a great call.
Oh my God. 561 877 927 6969. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142, or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. That's the way you can get involved in the show today. A special shout out to my brother. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Stevie, happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, happy birthday, bro. You are the best brother anybody could have. I am so lucky and fortunate. Always behind me in all my craziness over the years. So thank you so much, and you are definitely a backbone.
He is like your yin to your yang. Well,
Yeah, I guess. Or maybe he always says, I'm successful because of you, G. Just like Dad used to say, when you bring me, I don't get with my clients every day. So I was like, yeah, definitely. And he's a Jet fan, too. So I felt bad for him last night. When he going into the game, he called me and goes, what do you think? I said, yeah, you're in good shape. They might win tonight. And then when Rodgers, I was just like, oh, so brutal. I go home on the eve of your birthday. He goes, I can't have a better birthday. Out with the family, watching the Jets, and then Rodgers gets hurt, which sucks. But we got a lot of Jet fans out there, so if you guys want to call up. And I'm sure it's going to be breaking news when they confirm anything this morning about the MRI. I'm sure the whole world is waiting for it in New York and the sports world. But we'll see. And Rodgers left at halftime, too, they said. So that's another bad sign, that he got out of there and drove back to his home in New Jersey. But, it was just sad, like I said. But an emotional game, an exciting game.
It's kind of surprising in today's day and age. You would have thought that they would have done the MRI last night.
Yeah,
they would have done it right
No,
away.
they did x-rays, right? Because they were saying those came back negative, but yeah.
I thought the same thing, and somebody said to me last night, I don't know if it's right or not, they wait a day to see the swelling and everything like that.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe medically you want to wait then. Okay, if that's the case, then that makes sense.
I thought the same thing as you. Why don't they just take him to a hospital right now?
Yeah.
Just was a hospital 5 minutes
sure
away.
They duke somebody to open up for him.
Yeah, come on, get up. Let's go. You got Rodgers here, Mr. Rodgers. It'll be breaking news, whatever it's confirmed today, whether he's out for the season or maybe 8 weeks or whatever the hell it is. But I know it'll be breaking news. And the Dolphins now, after the way Buffalo played, is definitely favored to win that division. And that's what everybody was talking about last night. Yeah. I mean, without doubt. You got a Dolphins Super Bowl ticket. Hold on to it.
It was night and day difference between what Miami did on Sunday and what Buffalo did last night. Now, again, sorry, everybody. That is not typical Josh Allen, so I don't think you're going to see that all season long. Maybe you will. Maybe he's just going to have a terrible season. I thought Cook ran the ball pretty well last night. It was good to see him running. He got the ball a lot. I was more worried about whether Diggs was going to get pissed off because he wasn't getting it enough, but Diggs seemed to be okay. I mean, their relationship seemed to be all right.
Trying to help him on the
sidelines. Because, of course, they were showing him on the sidelines together. So.
Yeah, they definitely were talking to him on the sidelines and saying, hey, what's going on?
And that's sad that's got to be like a story dealing with the first game, for
That goes
for
back
Bills,
to the coach.
But
He blew it a long time ago. And Josh Allen, after the game, had to be bleeped a couple of times. He said, same old blank. It's my fault. He goes, I lost the game. I mean, he said it, and when you
he did. It was a lot of it on his shoulders, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was an emotional game. Mm-hmm. You watch that game and you're done with it, good, bad, or indifferent. It ends 11:30. It takes you an hour, especially if you got money on it. It takes you an hour just to come down, like from the emotion and just like what the hell's going on. So, but craziness last night. If you have any opinion on it, give us a call. We're going to come back with a trifecta and this day in history. Franny's got a social dilemma, and there's something new that's coming out in society today, and a lot of people are going to be tossing their cookies and putting syrup on their waffles. We'll be back. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
My Nine Inch Nails take is not a very popular one with Nine Inch Nails fans. Pretty Hate Machine was an excellent album, and everything after it sucked.
Not even Downward Spiral?
That's what he considers the rest of the songs to be from Pretty Hate Machine. It was a downward spiral.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Having the time of your life is more rewarding than ever when you visit any MGM Rewards destination nationwide. Dine, stay, play, and earn on all of it. Details at MGMRewards.com. Subject to earning and redemption limitations applicable to certain purchases and in certain states.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
95, an accident southbound before Yamato Road. We have a right lane blocked, and things are moving a little bit slowly in that area. And a ladder remaining in the roadway, according to FHP. This is northbound 95, just north of PGA Boulevard. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer.
Warning. If you are 60 or older, RSV can be a dangerous respiratory virus.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. This message is brought to you by Pfizer.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, and this Saturday night, September 16th, casino night, poker tables, slot machines, roulette tables, sexy showgirls, plus cash and prizes. It's a night of gaming, dining, and live entertainment. If you want to have a good time, there's only one place to go. Monroe's of Palm Beach, open 7 days a week till 5 a.m., and that's where the beautiful ladies are. Monroe's of Palm Beach casino night this Saturday. I can hear the dice now, baby. Winner. Sign me up for casino night of Monroe's. Peace.
Football is back. Come on out as we return to Captain Hiram's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football watch party of the season as Miami takes on New England. Great food and drink specials, including $2 Miller Lite drafts during all televised pro football games. Plenty of real radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. Captain Hiram's, 1606 Indian River Drive in Sebastian. See you there.
You wouldn't believe what's under the hood on this baby. Well, try me on because I might believe it. I buy hot rods. I buy old cars. I buy classics. GiveMeTheVin.com. We are America's best car buyer, but we also are talented in older cars, resto mods, specialty stuff, Chevelles, Vets. We've got 100 different buyers, and everybody knows different spaces. So no matter what you have, we're going to come up with a real number for it. If it's on wheels, we buy it at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
I'm a multitasker, so when I drive, I also put on my makeup, drink my latte. Whoa! Smoke the rest of this. Text with my boo. If I do get into an accident, it'll be your fault, because everyone knows I'm the best multitasker.
What's up, lady?
Ew, they came out of nowhere.
If you or anyone in your family has been injured, call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. We've collected over $15 billion for our clients. It's easy. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Dr. Cody All at West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 561-459-3228. 561-459-3228. 3228. That's 561-459-3228.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach. Your home or business is a reflection of you. Now, if you're looking to take it from middling to sizzling, you need the help of your local CertaPro painters and the power of Pro. That's CertaPro's power of listening to your needs and delivering a customized project plan, and the power of doing the job right, on time, and within your budget. Contact CertaPro painters today at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIGER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text TIGER to 321321. That's Tiger to 321321.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Skies are mostly sunny as we continue to move through our Tuesday morning. Temperatures are warming up into the 80s. Highs are back near 90 today. Could get close to 100 when you factor in the humidity. A few inland showers and isolated thunderstorms are possible later today. Otherwise, we stay partly cloudy to mostly sunny. The rain chance will increase closer to the weekend.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Need an oil change? Need it fast. Drive into any Palm Beach County Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where their certified technicians are happy to help you get back on the road in no time. Never leave your car and no appointment needed. For money-saving coupons, go to getyouroilchange.com.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, had defeated evil once and for all.
Listen to The Heartbeat of Faith on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Greeks try.
The Treasure Coast. Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio 92.1. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
Francis is here.
Hey, happy Tuesday.
And it is time for This Day in History and the Trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
All right, before you know it, the Olympics will be here in 2024. And LeBron said yesterday he's interested in playing for Team USA, and so is Kevin Durant and a couple other players. They want to get the USA back where they belong on top. Only a rumor, but we'll see what happens. Top 25 came out in college. No surprise. Georgia is still number 1, but Florida State is number 3. So how about those Seminoles having a great season so far, doing well?
Yeah. Michigan at number 2?
Yes. But Florida State is number 3, so hats off to them, and we'll see what happens this week. And Colorado has moved up again. They're number 18, so they're doing pretty well. Obviously, they're a story of college football this Saturday night. They are favorite this Saturday night for the first time. They're playing Colorado State, 10:30 on Saturday night. And we did talk about this, but it makes the trifecta. The Jets won 22-16. Jimmy, do you have the audio for this?
I do. I have the last play?
Yeah.
It's a short punt. Gibson on the return, near side. I don't see any flags. And he's going to go. Jets win it. Touchdown, rookie Xavier Gibson. Game over.
So emotional. I was with my friends. Everybody was jumping up and down and going like, oh, my God, he's going to go. And he did. And the Jets won. So they won the game but lost the season. I guess you could put it like that. And that is your first trifecta today. And now it's over to Jimmy for This Day in History.
On this day in history.
Well, let's go back 138 years. The year was 1885, and that was the day that we saw the highest score ever in a first-class soccer match between Aberystwyth and Bon Accord in Scotland. Final of the game, 36-0.
Wow.
Hope you had the over.
Yes, you did have the over. Was there a goalie?
114 years ago today, in 1909, the world's first patent for synthetic rubber was granted to a German chemist named Fritz Hoffmann.
Hey, Fritz.
70 years ago today, in 1953, John F. Kennedy married Jackie. They were together for 10 years, of course, until his assassination. 64 years ago today, in 1959, the Soviet Union launched Lunar 2. The first space probe to hit the moon. 57 years ago today, 1966, the Monkees TV show premiered on NBC. Little trivia for you, FYI. Stephen Stills of Crosby, Stills, and Nash fame auditioned for the Monkees and was told by the casting directors they were looking for somebody just like him, but with better teeth and hair.
So that show was syndicated because it went on past because, like you said, with that date, I remember watching the Monkees as a kid. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. That spot went to Peter Tork, by the way, and for your a little extra bunch of Monkees-related trivia, check this out. Michael Nesmith's mother, Bet.
His mother was a mother.
Yeah. She invented liquid paper.
Oh.
Now, wasn't Davy Jones, didn't he live in Florida?
I think so.
Yeah, and he had horses in the area, I remember. I know he passed away recently, but I thought he did live in Florida.
Wouldn't surprise me.
For a long time.
Sure. 48 years ago today, 1975, staying in the music realm, Pink Floyd released their 9th album, Wish You Were Here. 31 years ago today, 1992, the Space Shuttle Endeavour blasted off, carrying, check this out, the first black woman in space, that was Mae Jemison, the first married couple in space, Mark Lee and Jan Davis, and the first Japanese national to fly on the U.S. spaceship, and that person's name is probably something I won't be able to pronounce, Mamoru Moroi. 28 years ago today is where we're going to finish. 1995 was the year. The Harlem Globetrotters trip, they tip off, and it was the third game of an 11-game exhibition series in Europe against a team of retired basketball stars led by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. By the way, they lost that game after 8,829 victories.
Wow.
Kareem brought them down.
Wow. Not surprised.
How about that? They lost 91-85. That was their first loss since 1971. And that's what happened on September 12th. Our history.
Thank you, Jimmy. We do it every show just to reflect on what day we're actually in. Yes, Francis.
And I did see G-Man. It does look like Davy Jones passed away in 2012, and it was Stuart, Florida.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah,
There you go.
Very close to us.
So I know you have a little social dilemma that we could toss in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, toss it.
So I'll toss it to you. How
Like a
about
salad.
that? Let's. It's not that kind of social dilemma.
What?
So I liked. These are ones that I know that guy.
That guy.
I'm talking about Jimmy. Yeah. So these are ones, and there's a certain website that I go into, and sometimes we get emails and Facebook messages. But I just want to ask your opinion when it comes to social dilemmas, and maybe soon after we can do. Am I the jerk too? Because I always enjoy those. But there was somebody who has a small business. And it's one of those things that they just want to know, like, should they do something about it? And the reason why they're talking about doing something about it is because she's saying that overall, really great positive reviews. It's a small gift shop, right? And most of the customers really appreciate the products that she sells and the personal top-notch service that she strives to provide for her customers. But she's like, every once in a while I get a customer who just can't be satisfied.
Right.
And I've seen it. I've worked in industries before where you just, whether it's a restaurant or something, you just can't make them happy. And she's like, it's really rare, but it seems like 100% of the time that happens, those customers, those disgruntled customers are the ones who write the awful reviews about my business.
Okay.
And a lot of times, in contrast with the hundreds of satisfied customers who are totally happy with the business, a lot of them don't write those positive reviews. They don't take the time to write down. She said it's like almost never.
Mm-hmm.
So as a result, her review ratings online are like 2 stars because all she's getting are the negative one and none of the positive ones. And so she wants to know, she's like, how can I get my ratings to reflect the real experience that I have with my business from the people who come in? And she's like, I hate to ask customers to leave a positive review, but is it something that I should do?
I think if you have a rapport with a customer, you could ask them and you could actually say what's going on. I do think most times in life, in all aspects of life, when somebody gets screwed, they're going to tell people. Or if they feel like they're getting bad, in all areas, not just restaurants. When somebody's not happy.
Yeah, this is a gift shop.
A gift shop, whatever. I mean, any business where somebody feels like they got the bad end. It'll be a parking, valet, and people can say it. They'll bitch to everybody, and there will be some people who go on social media. I think if you have a rapport with somebody that comes into your business and say, I own a business and Jimmy came in, I could ask him. I'd be like, hey, this is what I'm fighting right now. Reviews are a big thing. I'm getting a lot of bad ones. You seem like you're always happy here, and I appreciate your business. Would you mind putting on a possible good review for me? And if he said, cool, I'd be like, great. If he said, I'm really not into it, then I go to somebody that I wouldn't go to a stranger that just came in my business once. But I would wait until somebody that I knew that comes in repeatedly.
Yeah, a couple times. And I've been asked that, but I understand maybe why she's kind of sheepish about asking people to do that for her. But there's been plenty of places where they know I'm leaving happy. And even if I'm a first-time customer, they will be like, hey, if you don't mind, could you leave a Google review or whatever it is? And most of the time I do. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. If they're not going to do it, they're not going to do it. But, I mean, I guess it's in numbers, too. Just ask all the customers who you think are satisfied.
I've had places I went and people asked me, would you say something, a good review on a survey and stuff like that? They've asked me. And there was one person, she told me, she goes, look, I get a bonus if I get a certain amount of good reviews. Could you write something nice about me, and I would really appreciate it. Yeah. She was cool. She was nice. I said, sure, I'll help you. I said, it might be better if you write it, and then I'll just copy and paste it. But I said, do what you want. True. But, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong if you have a rapport. If you don't know somebody, I don't think it's good because then the person might feel pressure, like,
Well, I mean? Especially that if if somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, I get an extra bonus, I get money, and if you say something nice about me, please say something nice to me." That's a little different. That you want to make sure that you're friends with that person. The other thing that maybe a suggestion is having a QR code to make it a little bit easier for people. And if you just scan a QR code and you can leave a review that way. I don't know how easy that is to set up. I'm not a tech dude, but with the way it seems like you can set up a QR code for anything nowadays, that way it makes it convenient for them, and you can just leave a sign up there. If you preferred, if you liked your service, please let us know. If there's anything we can do to improve, please let us know. And if you word it that way, and you let the customer have the say, and that way you can get your regulars and. People that are maybe first timers.
Yep, because people do love convenience. They really do. Yeah.
Well, that's just it. I mean, hey, one of the things like I'll get an email from someplace that I did business with. Will you fill out a survey? Great. Yeah. Okay, no problem. Then I start, and 20 minutes later, I'm still filling out this friggin' survey.
Yeah. You're right.
I mean, if you can make it so that
short
it's,
and sweet.
It takes a minute of my time, I'm a little bit more apt to, follow through with it.
Or even sometimes, and I don't know if she wants to do it, but sometimes if you get like a little perk out of it, right? You still really appreciate the business, but they're like, hey, we'll give you 20% off your next purchase or whatever it is.
People do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure they would. I mean, again, you take care of me, I take care of you.
And I like that idea, but you're almost bribing then for, it.
You are, but I like a bribe, so I'm just kidding.
Well, you do it, you do it 10% or something.
Yeah.
10%
nice. Off. Because if the people, 20% isn't enough for me to go back and purchase something if I don't like the store, right? Like, I'm not going to go back. So, I mean, even like you said, even like a 10% or something like that.
Anything. I mean, everybody's got a number. If it's good enough, then you're going to be like, okay, I'll do it. And if it's that important to you, like you said, with the businesses, that there's only negative things there. Because if you see, and again, I don't read reviews or emails, but if you see all like negative reviews, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people are going to be like, I'm not going to go there.
Yes, but like you said, like it kind of is like a bribe. It happens on Amazon all the time. You get all these bogus reviews, but that's why you have to look because it says that if the customer did pay or not, like it should tell you there. Because I've had it happen where I've ordered a product that had great reviews and then it was kind of mediocre, but then they mail you something later on and it was like, hey, we'll give you a free other one if you write us a 5-star review.
Wow.
And I don't because the product sucks.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I don't want a free one. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I tried it. Wasn't great.
Yeah.
But that happens all the time.
Of course, they got to try to get people. And you're like, why do I want something that sucks? I'm not going to get that.
And doesn't it feel like the reviews are meaning more these days? I mean, I think it seems like more people are researching reviews. Yeah. We read more and more articles where that matters more. I don't know. It just feels that way to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a weird perception I have.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think people do.
And I hate to see this happen to this person that has a business like that. And unfortunately, just because there's a low volume of reviews, it brings that number down so much.
And that's what you said. Like out of 100 happy customers, there's one that's not. And I just opened up the text line and somebody totally is on the same page with us at 47142. Start off with Real Radio. It says, Franny, they should offer a discount on their next visit for any review, good or bad, win-win. So just kind of, I mean, they're not going to tell you. Just be like, hey, if you can leave me a review.
And if it sucks, I'll give you 30% off.
Yeah, no, they get the discount beforehand, I guess.
Even restaurants, like, I mean, being in the business for years, people, I mean, it just seems like, and they don't realize that they could really be causing damage to a restaurant, to people working there. You know, a lot of, like you said, Jimmy, I think you're right. I'm not that person, obviously, that looks at any reviews, but people go by it.
I was reading reviews last night. My husband and I have an anniversary coming up, and I want to try out something different to go out to eat. And there was a certain couple places that people had recommended, and I was looking at reviews, and for all the 5 stars, even like 4.5 stars, there's going to be a 1, right? And then what they write is terrible. But I'm just like, all right, you're just like this little tiny 1-star review in the mix of all these other ones. So
I tend to believe the other one.
I read it, but I don't. But yes, just because I'm just inquisitive and I want to know why.
I mean, I think that's smart. You do stuff like that. You're looking into it. You're doing homework. You're doing research, and you're checking out. You're like, okay,
I typically won't with a restaurant because again, it's very subjective. To me, that is a very subjective thing. So I mean, what's good to one person won't be for another. So, but if I'm buying a product, if I'm buying a vacuum cleaner, dishwasher, something like that, and I want to see, okay, they've got a lot of positive. All right, so I kind of skip through the positives to see, and I look for the negatives to see what are. And if there's a bunch of negative, what's the common denominator? Is there something common? Like there's, the warranty is terrible, whatever it might be. But if there's one common thing, then I know what to look at, and that's where I'll make a judgment then.
I think it's great. Like I said, both hats off to both of you guys. Look at the reviews and take into consideration into it. 877-927-6969. If you're on this page, explain it to us and tell us, good or bad reviews. Will you take that to the task and say, hey, that's going to make me not go someplace?
Well, is anybody looking at the reviews for the new iPhone? Because that sucker comes out today.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe it? The friggin' article that I saw about it actually has it pinpointed that it is being released today, being unveiled at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, my God. We got to cut the show.
Like it's just, and it had a little link there so that you could go to it, and they have a countdown for it. It's amazing.
You can watch it live. You can watch the launch live if you're not there. Yes. It's that big of a deal for the iPhone 15.
There it is.
This is going to be the most expensive one yet.
Did they say the price on this?
Yeah, did you see? I didn't see a price.
I have not, but I did see that some of the, I'm sure we can find the price
probably
somewhere.
$1,500.
But I did read that it was, I believe it's around that, G-Man. I did read that a Russian company made like the most expensive iPhone. So they took an iPhone, and I think the company's called Caviar. And
did they put it in caviar?
Of course, they dipped it in caviar.
Put it in gold.
No, but they just made it super outrageous. To the point where they put diamond encrusted it and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, all right.
Yes, but somebody's gonna buy it.
And somebody's gonna get robbed when they have it too.
I don't mean to stereotype, but I'm surprised that didn't come from Saudi Arabia because they're so famous for doing that and taking a Mercedes and putting diamonds on it or
Louis
something
Vuitton.
like that.
Yes.
Everywhere in the seats. Louis Vuitton.
Things worth $10 billion.
This iPhone, the Diamond Snowflake, Caviar originally designed it. Is I know, fancy, right? It's gonna cost you a mere $533,000.
That's worth it.
Right?
Seems cheap. I would have thought millions.
Get 2. Get one for you and your spouse.
Get 2, yeah.
Get one for you and your spouse. $533,000. That's worth an iPhone. Come on.
Are they
rumor Joe Burrow bought one?
Are they saying anything, Jimmy, as far as the new features or anything?
I didn't see much on this at all. It just sort of went into the idea of the fact that the iPhone, the article that I was reading, was really touching on the fact that since it's coming out today, how many people are going to rush right out and get it no matter what. And 77% of Americans say having the latest tech is at least somewhat important to them.
Yep.
And I think we see that a lot, or it seems like I don't know.
Status, too.
I don't know if that's just a perception again that I have that it just feels like a lot of people, they just got to go get that latest one, right?
It's funny when people ask you. I laugh when people are like, "What number is that?" I'm like, what? What number's your iPhone? I'm like, oh, my God. Get a break. Get a life.
About 31% of us really don't care too much about adopting, getting that new one right away. That's how many said that they don't plan on buying the newest version of anything upcoming, like new products at all. About 31% of us. So
yep. And then I read something on another website, and it's probably maybe the same study done with LendingTree, but it's crazy. Even it's like 28%, which is to me a lot of people said that they prioritize buying the latest in technology over paying their bills and their rent.
I believe it.
That.
Yeah, they're jacked up. Yeah. The new Apple phone, they have a app on there. You just touch it and it scratches your back while you're driving.
Oh, very nice. Well, at least it's finally doing something for you.
For $1,500.
It's funny too here, Franny. A very similar amount of people, 1 in 4, will go into debt.
Yes.
That's crazy.
To get the latest tech.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, and no issues about it.
Yeah. They're taking on about $1,500 worth of debt, they feel, on like getting a new phone or whatever it might be, the new tech.
And it'll be higher because they'll put on their credit cards and they'll pay interest.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Especially now when interest rates have gone up, Yeah,
so
people don't think about that. When we think interest rates, we think mortgages and that type of thing. But obviously, it affects credit cards too.
Oh, yeah. Credit cards, some credit cards are 20-25%.
Mm-hmm.
A $1,500 phone, if you take a long time to pay it off, could end up costing you like $2,300.
But they know it in the iPhone land, right? They're the most loyal brand.
Oh, yeah.
People love their iPhones.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there'll be
absolutely.
lines today.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I retract. I said this. I said 28. It was actually 78% of people said that they would go into debt. I clicked on the clicked on the study on Lending Tree.
78.
But get this. So out of those people who would splurge on that, and that's instead of paying their bills or their rent, out of those people, 41% eventually regret spending that money. They get buyer's remorse because they were like, "Oh man, I'm going to get evicted."
Yeah. Well, once they've got the gadget and they've got everything on there now, like the newness wears off after
Like
a
everything.
week, and then they get that bill.
Yeah, when the bill comes.
And it's more, so iPhone users are more than twice as likely as Samsung users or Android users to get that new iPhone, the latest version when it comes out. And you can tell because there's more of a hype about it.
Of course. I was just going to say, there's more hype. People talk about it everywhere. And people will ask you. I've been out like, what iPhone do you have?
And probably, I wonder percentage-wise, iPhone, Apple, and Samsung, like Android. I mean, you would think, right, that Apple has more of the market share.
I would think over 70%.
I think so.
Yeah.
I would think. I don't know, but I would think over 70%.
Over 70?
It seems like it. Now, I'm an Android Samsung user, right? I know you both have iPhones, and I'm one of those people that I never understood the phenomenon of the iPhone because I've never used one, so I don't know, but I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm not saying it's bad. My daughter has an iPhone. I don't know. I don't think anything of it. No, my phone does what I need it to do, and that's the way I look at it,
And I've been on people's Androids before and be like, oh, wow, that's a great picture, like better quality than mine does. But then some people who've had Android switch to iPhone are like, oh, why didn't I do this sooner? So
really?
It's just one of those things.
Yeah, it's just preference of you as an individual.
Right.
That's what it comes out. But I did hear some people talk about the iPhone last night. Oh, the new iPhone 15's coming out. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
we can't get into it right away, but I have some other things that we can talk about technology, not only about the people prioritizing, but there was a lot of other stats that came along with that, too.
It is the Penthouse. It is a Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a good day. And if you're a Jet fan, I feel for you. We haven't heard any breaking news yet on Mr. Rogers. I'm sure we'll hear it by 1 o'clock, I'm guessing, on his MRI. Fran, we got some Florida stories. Anything about the Jets?
No, nothing about the Jets because we're not in Florida. There is a mysterious yellow line in the Jacksonville area, and drivers are very confused and concerned about this. I'll let you know about that. Wow. And then who got headbutted by a goat?
Wow.
And they weren't doing any goat yoga, I'll tell you that. And then we also have a story that took place in an excavator at a Walmart. I'll give you all those details when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
We're still your at-work station, even if your work happens to be on the kitchen table. Bed. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
95, an accident southbound before Yamato Road. We have a right lane blocked, and things are moving a little bit slowly in that area. And a ladder remaining in the roadway, according to FHB. This is northbound 95, just north of PGA Boulevard. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Sky Rizzi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Sky Rizzi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Sky Rizzi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
So a few tiles are cracked in my restaurant. Big whoop. It's fine. Like, watch where you're walking, you know? Pay for a new floor? No way. Nobody's gonna get hurt. What happened?
If you or anyone in your family has been injured, call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. We've collected over $15 billion for our clients. It's easy. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Every business deserves a great deal. That's why, for a limited time, we're launching the Mobile Made Free event. With Comcast Business Internet, new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free. Yep, you heard that right. An entire year, free. It's our best internet, powered by the next generation 10G network and with 99.9% reliability, plus 1 line of free mobile for a year. The Mobile Made Free event is happening now.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, for a limited time only, ask how new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free during the Mobile Made Free event. Call or go online today to learn more. Ends 9/21/2023. EcoBill and autopay required. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Mobile offer requires 100 megabits per second internet and new unlimited intro mobile service. Other restrictions apply.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We're going to be partly cloudy to mostly sunny as we move through the remainder of our Tuesday. Temperatures are near 90 degrees, could go close to 100 when you factor in the humidity. A few inland thunderstorms will be developing for us. That's likely where they could become locally strong at times. We otherwise stay partly cloudy to mostly sunny through the afternoon. We're going to stay near 90 for the rest of the week.
This report is sponsored by The Mark Moss Show.
U.S. oil reserves are at 40-year lows. Credit card defaults are steadily rising, and the New York mayor doesn't see a way to end this immigration crisis. I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to The Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by the Fox 29 10 o'clock news. We've got you covered.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Jeremy, you are our winner. Let's hear your what you think alien music sounds like.
Alien music sounds like.
And there's a promo.
Lex and Terry, weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
One of the greatest discoveries was Rhonda had a bidet in her old house.
Okay.
I'm like, problem solved.
I just never like those. I'm sure they get even cleaner than regular paper, but I never feel it just. How do you? It doesn't dry you, right? Or does it?
No. Well, yeah. You know what? I think because when we used Peters had a dryer, but Peters wasn't a traditional bidet.
Yeah.
His was this
the Toto
toilet.
Uh-huh.
If you buy a good one,
Yeah.
they got little dryers on them too.
Okay.
But
otherwise, you're just walking around with a wet butt.
No, well, see, with me, it just reminded me when we used his thing of my wet, dry method.
Okay.
Where I would, go dry, then use a wet disposable napkin, and then dry again. So when Peter's thing did what it did to my butt, I wiped.
Please say that.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747. Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
You're back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a good day. And if you're a Jet fan, get a popsicle on me and I will pay for it because I feel for you guys. We're waiting to hear any news about Mr. Rogers or his MRI. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
And now we're going to give you a batch, and I mean a batch of Florida stories.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Yeah, so sometimes you may look at an excavator and you're like, that would be fun to drive, but you shouldn't if it doesn't belong to you.
Not a good thing.
Oh, well. No.
I think that's any car if it doesn't belong to you.
Yeah, this is not a car, G-Man. No.
It's not my car.
This is a large excavator. I'm not saying an Escalade or escalator. It is excavator.
I knew that.
Okay. And he takes it on a joyride. Now, this suspect is in custody after Gainesville Police Department said that it was stolen. And the guy was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Walmart in this thing. So he did.
Of course.
Yep. Stole it, took it on a joyride, right? He took it on a joyride. And as he's doing it, he managed to take down a few power poles on his way over there to the Walmart.
Shocker.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So the police said the suspect then drove the construction equipment through the wall of the Walmart. Oh, wow. Yes, and there is evidence, photos to prove it.
Did he have the bills last night?
It wouldn't fit through the regular door.
No,
I had to create one for him. I mean, they're not that small.
He was helping other people down the road.
Yeah, he just kept on going. He ended up, they said he also drove it through a storage unit down another road. And you can see, I mean, it is just a mess what this guy left behind. Luckily, no injuries were reported in either incident, but he caused a lot of damage in both places. I mean, he hit the automotive section of Walmart right through that front area. Wow. Yes. I need details. It doesn't say if he was drunk or anything around drugs.
I was going to say a little drunky poo or what?
Yeah, he had the bills last night.
I don't know, but you would think, right?
He couldn't take it. He's like, I got Buffalo. I can't take it.
I'll post those pictures because there's a lot of them that were posted on Twitter, and this guy did some damage. We don't even have his name. What's your name? There got to be more details coming up soon. And then, a Florida deputy was headbutted. This happened in Clay County, and no, it wasn't like he was headbutted by a person during an arrest. He was headbutted by a goat.
A goat?
Have you ever been headbutted by a goat, G-Man?
No, I've been headbutted a couple times doing stuff that really like knocked you out. Like, wow. But never by a goat.
Well, that's good. So, yes. This is,
Billy? Was it Billy? Billy did it again?
Yeah, this goat is seen continuously headbutting this deputy. The Florida deputy, he said he may wake up a little sore. A goat who appears to have been outside of his home was receiving assistance from a Clay County Sheriff's deputy to get back to where the animal belonged. Well, that furry little buddy may have shown its appreciation in a rather physical way. In the video that was posted to Clay County Sheriff Michelle Cook's Facebook, the goat is seen continuously headbutting the deputy in his back as he tries to open a gate for the animal. They said the entire time the goat does not stop, just keeps on ramming and ramming. They said bumping into the deputy even after the gate was opened. They said, I love it on the Facebook. It said Deputy McFetridge versus the goats.
Man. What was the odds?
You can hear the deputy saying, ouch, as the goat headbutts him on his backside. But overall, it was all in fun. The deputy is not hurt.
Oh, good.
Yes, even though the guy kept on hitting the deputy, the goat did. And he finally was like, back it up. He was like, you're resisting right now, and I need you to stop, is what he says to the goat.
Wow.
Then they asked the goat if he was hurt, and he said, nah. You're welcome. That was dumb.
Thank you for that
That was
one.
dumb.
Yeah, it's all right. We needed a dumb joke every now and then. And then, there's a mysterious line and on I-95, and drivers are very confused about it. They said it spans about 20 miles, a mysterious yellow line running down the middle of I-95 southbound from Jacksonville all the way to St. Augustine is causing confusion and safety concerns among drivers. The line has been there since Friday, and it starts, if you're familiar with the area, around Acosta Bridge. There was a drone that captured the line that extends at 20 miles, and it says it crosses lanes several times and changes in width, but it always remains visible. And like we wasn't sure which way the line to go on. Confused driver said, his name is Mario. He's like, it's going to take them a while to fix this. There was another driver named Richard who was like worried that the line is going to definitely cause some kind of accident. He said it's a yellow line with a yellow line on the other side. Most people, like especially if they are out of town, they're not going to really know what to do. They said they don't know if the line goes where they're supposed to go. They're trying to get to their destination. He was like, it is just causing a mess. So the local news up there in Jacksonville, they tried to talk to a road construction company, but they have not answered any requests about it. And they said that they confirmed that the line ends right at Acme Barricades near St. Augustine and found what appears to be paint in their parking lot. So they don't know if it came from that road construction company or if it was just somebody
Big graffiti
who was trying. I mean, but it looks like
it's part of it.
No, it's not. Doesn't look like graffiti. It does look like a yellow line you would find on a road, right? It does, but it's not supposed to be there. So they don't know if it was some knucklehead just trying to, do some kind of hoax, or if this was an accident that was caused. And so they're telling right now, DOT said drivers be careful, especially those with those self-driving assistants, because they do read the lines.
Yeah, that's bad.
They said they asked the drivers to turn off this feature while you're driving on I-95 in that area. They're going to have an operation where we take a street sweeper with a wire brush, and they're going to try to get that yellow paint off the roadway.
Not good.
Yep, so be careful if you're driving up in that Jacksonville, St. Augustine area on I-95. And that is your What the Florida.
Thank you, Francis. We appreciate it. Jimmy, looks like you have some news.
Sad news. Aaron Rodgers' season is officially over, and MRI on Tuesday confirmed that Rodgers sustained an Achilles injury in the New York Jets' 22-16 overtime win against Buffalo on Monday night. That's according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. So he's the one who can blame for it.
That sucks.
That's a bummer.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Who do we have at home?
Speaking of which, there he is. Chris, welcome to the Penthouse.
What's going on, everybody? I told you from the first day I was excited, and the one word I kept using was optimistic.
Yeah, you did say it.
Optimistic.
It sucks.
Every time I called about it.
Yeah, no, it sucks. It really does. It's very deflating, and it's just a bad note. I mean, bad luck. It happens. I feel bad for Rodgers, all the Jet fans, the organization. Packers get screwed in this, too, because now they won't get a good draft pick because he had to pay 70% of the plays. But, yeah, it's terrible. It just sucks. I was hoping that it wasn't, but you could see after the game the coach was like, hey, we expect this to go where it is, and we're hoping for good news. But it's sad because there was so much hype and the defense was great, and maybe it'll get Brady. Who knows?
I saw on a video that somebody slowed down, and it was the perfect camera angle to see from the play last night, and it was slow motion, but went through. You can see it pop. You can actually see it pop in the back of his calf.
Yeah,
and it was the first time I'd seen that an angle similar to that before, but not where it was slowed down enough to right at the moment where boop. Pop, and that's it. And of course, you could tell at that point.
That sucks. That really is sad.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Yeah, it's terrible because I was excited for the Jets this year and Rodgers. I'm a Rodgers fan, and it's very deflating. So I'm very sorry for you, Chris. But you did say it from the very beginning.
Yep. I mean, it's. I mean, there was you guys were joking around before about the curse, but. It is what it is. I'm a Jet fan. I'll always be a Jet fan. And we move on, and now they're looking to. There was an article already this morning. What's the top 10 quarterbacks we could sign?
Yeah, they had that last night.
Top 5. I'm the top 5.
Yeah, there's nobody really left. It's all guys that have been playing for years that are in and out of the league. But it sucks.
Did the Testaverde joke start yet?
Well, Testaverde did talk about it because remember he hurt his Achilles years ago. The year that the Jets were so to go to Super Bowl, and he blew out his Achilles, and it was sad. It just sucks. Like I said, it's deflating. It really is. As a Jet fan, it's really hard for the organization, for the people. I was with a lot of fans last night. Were Jet fans so jacked up, and just it's. I can't imagine what Rodgers feels like today. I'm sure he feels terrible about it.
This is the problem. Since everybody makes fun of the butt fumble, since the butt fumble, there has been no protection up front.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, quarterback after quarter, I don't care.
Yep.
They spent so much money. Rodgers, receivers, defense, running backs, this, that, the other. Still, listen, if the quarterback's got to run for his life, you wasted your money.
You're right. I agree 100%. They talked about this last year in April. God knows Woody Johnson's got millions of dollars. He could buy anybody. They should have fixed that line because Rodgers was in there 4 plays. He handed off the ball once to Halls, and the other 3 he was running for his life.
He was, and of course Wilson was the rest of the night too.
Yeah, it's just really terrible. And they're playing the Cowboys Sunday. Zach Wilson might not go to the game. Yeah. He might think I'm out. He's going to get crushed. He really is. It's a shame, like I said. I was hoping.
And he took a hit.
Oh, on the head,
Zach took a hit, and then they were like, well, there's no 3.
Yeah, it was Cobb.
They had no 3. They had to go to, you said Cobb?
Yeah, it was going to be Cobb who came over from the Packers who played quarterback at Kentucky.
Yeah.
So it was terrible. Might have been John McEnroe.
I was going to say.
A New Yorker, maybe Jeter or something like that. It just sucks. Because, this happened to the Rams years ago, and Kurt Warner stepped up, and they won the Super Bowl. But that's not the same thing, and this isn't a movie. And it just sucks. The Dolphins got this is good for the Dolphins, I got to tell you. The way Buffalo played and New England didn't win, Miami's definitely going to be favored to win that division now.
Hey, God bless you all, you guys. If that's what it is, it is. Maybe we had a little 9/11 magic last night, but that's about it.
Yeah, it sucks.
I don't see, I mean, nobody's got a crystal ball. Nobody knows what's going on, but I don't see 8-8, not even this year.
No, probably not. Not with Zach Wilson. No. I do not. First of all, the Jets didn't believe in him at all after his first year because he was so terrible. That's when they went out and got Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you look at the guy and go, you're our man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we wanted you all along. You can't even fake it. I mean,
you give it. And there's some people in Boca I know who can fake it tremendously. They can't even fake it.
They couldn't fake it.
Yeah. Chris, I'm sorry. Like I said,
me too,
I felt
buddy.
bad last night. I really did. It took me out for a minute. And a lot of New Yorkers are waking up today very depressed. We thought maybe there would be some good news, like maybe it wouldn't be, but when he got, taken off on a cart and in the boot, it's not good. So it sucks.
Yep.
Hope he doesn't retire.
I'll be honest, I went to bed at halftime. I said I got to work in the morning. I went to bed. My boys stayed up and about an hour later or so, they were screaming that, and I'm like, what the hell? Oh, you got to see, he ran back. We won.
Oh, no, it was great at the end of the game, especially if you had the Jets.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, yeah, as a Jets fan, you would have loved that last play. I'm sure you've seen the highlights.
Yeah. But, Chris, next time we see you, we'll buy you a popsicle, buddy.
Thank you very much. That'll ease the pain just a little.
Hey, it's not much, but it's something.
Cherry, orange? What are you looking for, Chris? We'll get you whatever you want.
Buy some zinc today. It'll help your Botox last longer.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
You still getting those lips done, Chris?
It's not Botox, Jimmy.
No?
That's filler.
Oh, all right. Just goes to show how much I know about Botox.
Well, and I was trying to, because G-Man sent a text and it said something about, but you said zinc to make your borax last long. I was like, what the hell is he sending me?
I was face talking.
What is
whatever.
borax?
Talking
I know what borax is, but yeah.
Sorry, Jet fans. That's all I can say.
That won't help with borax. Someone will kill you.
So there was a video of this couple on a plane in the UK where they got caught having sex.
I got
Did you see it?
I got it up. RealRadio921.com.
That was so bad. It was actual. And like the only thing they didn't show was I was waiting for maybe you guys saw it. Was there more?
Oh, no, I posted it. RealRadio921.com.
I'm not talking about that, but did they show anything of them coming out of the?
No. So I posted.
Because they had to be mortified.
I posted the blurred version, and then I posted the not safe for work version, which you really still can't see anything anyways. You can just, if you want to zoom in and be like, that's what they look like. Because they blurred out their faces on the TikTok I saw, but then I found the real deal on Reddit, and I posted that. But not just that. I mean, the passengers were having a field day with this.
Yeah.
They were cracking up.
You know what was weird about that plane to me was where the bathroom was, like it was perfect view for everybody to see. Where usually, on the planes, like when there's a bathroom on, JetBlue or something, there's nothing there. Like, you know what I mean? Like even if a door opened up on a plane on a JetBlue, there would really be nobody there.
Well, it was facing in a different angle.
That's what I'm saying.
It was positioned differently.
The JetBlue flight I was just on, and the back had the lavatories were there, where you opened it up. There was they had two bathrooms, one that was kind of tucked away, but then another one where even the jump seat. Yeah. There's jump seat for the flight attendant, so it was kind of confusing. But I look and I see, a unlock thing that says if it's being used or not. And I asked, I was like, is that a lavatory? And she's like, yeah. And it was right. If you open it up, it would be facing the row, the little,
Man, it was brutal. All those people were laughing, cracking up, and everything like that. It was just like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, the guy takes the door and shuts it right away.
He kind of pulls it right, but he was smiling.
He was.
He had a laugh on his face, like
he was getting action. Of course, he's happy.
The way I was, but even laughing about it. I mean, not of course he's happy, but from the standpoint of where he's laughing, like everybody knew. It almost seemed like
it was planned,
almost like it was a gag, like everybody was in on some sort of gag. I mean, the way I read it is, before he opened it, everybody knew what they were doing in there, right?
But they must have heard him, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they heard him making noise.
That was the impression I got when I read the article, and then I saw the video. I'm like, it almost looked like a skit.
Maybe.
No, it wasn't. It was legit. Don't get me wrong.
Because everybody had their phones out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, because I think that they were preparing for, like, the flight attendant was, like, creeping up to the door, and you saw, people were. So I think they were going to, I think they probably made some kind of an announcement saying that they were about to bust this couple. But, I mean, he was smirking. She's got to be mortified.
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine.
That's why I asked if there was any other video of them, and I'm surprised it wasn't for the people with their phones when they came out of the...
I will do a deep dive.
Give it time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when they come out and the people look at them like, hey, what's up?
Because that video, the one that we did see with what happened, I mean, there's no reason to turn that phone off. I mean, they kept filming, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, my God. It was embarrassing.
That was just the edit version that we got to, I think it was on X is where I had seen it this morning.
It's brutal. It definitely. And why wouldn't you lock the door?
Yes, right?
Well,
and that should be rule number one in joining the Mile High Club.
Yeah.
Like, shame on you. You should know better.
Yeah, I mean, you would
lock
think
the door.
Yeah, one of them would say like, "Hey, lock the door," unless it was dun 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 plant. He knew.
Well, all right, silly question, because a flight attendant opened it. Do they have like a master key that could have opened it?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Because it didn't look like, it just, when you watch the film, it looks like he just
opened it.
Opens it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
He was laughing as he was opening.
Yep.
Yeah. He had a smile on his face too. Like, look, we got these bitches.
They knew.
But man, it was embarrassing. Like you said, it just was crazy. You don't really see the girl's face. At least I didn't.
No, she's bent over.
Yeah. She came out. She said,
straight to the point.
Yeah. She said, I was trying to find the soap.
Is that it?
Imagine if she came out.
And by the way, something that we, the few times we bring up talking about joining the Mile High Club was the fact that there's no room in there.
No.
I mean, you can see. I mean, you want to talk about cramped.
Yeah.
Holy
well,
cow.
Some people don't care. I think he had her on the sink. And then when they walk out, everybody should have clapped. Yeah, good job.
Well, they sort of did.
Yeah, that is
There's
more
just laughter that went with it.
Yeah, the guy doesn't care. He comes out. He's like, what are you going to do? All in a day's work.
Of course not.
But the girl, I mean, like, wow.
I mean, do you finish? Did they finish, or do you just wrap it up after all that happened to you?
That's what I hate about the video ending the way it did. It's like, come on. We
need more.
We got an ending here or what?
I would assume you finish. I mean, it's like robbing a bank. You don't take singles. You take it all. You're already busted.
Yeah, might as well, huh?
Yeah, might as well finish this.
Keep it going, buddy.
I don't want to get it incomplete.
I mean, they already know what you're doing. Yeah, but so if you've not seen that yet, there's two versions of the video there. RealRadio921.com on the Penthouse blog.
It was brutal. I was like totally shocked how open, like it was just right there. And it was like, hello, McFly. The only thing that would have made that worse if that was a pilot. Then it would have been worse.
Did it look like other people were filming too?
I saw a couple. I think I saw a couple
so
people with phones out.
We'll probably get some more video of that coming
Yeah,
out
it definitely looked
at
like
some
a
point.
couple of the passengers, and they were all laughing, like hysterical.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What I assumed was, and again, I didn't really know, I assumed they were making noise, and he heard them and just was like, I'm going to check this out.
Yeah.
That's what I assumed. Because
that's the impression I got, too.
Yeah, because why would you open a bathroom door anywhere?
Yep.
If you somebody's is in there. But if they didn't put, that it was taken, you know what I mean? So maybe the guys just opened the door. I don't know, but it was pretty brutal for them. I hope they got a discount on their flight. And they said something like that.
They let them off first.
That's right. A little turbulence on the way, but you finish out. 877-927-6969. Franny had a good question. Would you finish? Or would you just say, we're going to just wrap this up? And not literally. It is the Penthouse. Sad day for Jet fans. It was just confirmed. If you haven't heard, breaking news, Aaron Rodgers is out for the year. It sucks. It definitely sucks. There goes all those 8 jerseys they were going to sell. Just not good.
All right. We have somebody in here who was like, hey, you should ask the audience this. 47142 started off with Real Radio. The most public place you've had sex. Ask the listeners. Have a good day. Then we also have the flight attendants have a tool. They stick in that little sign where it says occupied or not occupied, and they're able to unlock that way.
All
right. What else do we have here? We have a couple things when it comes to iPhones, because today they're releasing the iPhone 15. And it says, I wouldn't own an iPhone if it was encrusted with one of the Kardashians. Pubes. All right. We also...
They get trounced every day, that whole family. I mean, they don't care they're billionaires, but they are just they're probably the most recognized people in this whole country. It really is crazy.
We were talking about how Russia has, they did that really expensive iPhone, encrusted in diamonds and stuff. And there's like, if somebody rolled you, G-Man mentioned something, and they were like, nobody ggets jacked in Russia. They're all carrying guns, according to that texter. Then when it comes to new tech.
That's nice.
When it comes to new tech, they said, wait till that new tech breaks in and the bugs settle out. Then I might get it. And I'm with you on that, because sometimes that can happen.
Yep.
What else do we have? I'm not a huge tech guy. It started with iPods, then the various iPhones, followed by the iPad. None of this really moves my needle. Buy if someone invents if someone invents the iVagina, then I will refinance my house. But after 6 months, I will need new eyeglasses and a carpal tunnel surgery. Oh, God. All right, Hugh. Thanks. He said, where's Steve Jobs when you really need him? I'm not sure I understood any of that.
Hughes a little out there sometimes.
Yes.
I'll send you a link, Hugh.
And then I said, I remember joining the Mile High Club. I was scared. I was all alone. So
nice.
Thanks, everybody, for participating, I think. At 47142 started off with Real Radio.
Thank you so much, audience. You are tremendous. We'll be back in a few minutes with a trifecta and a giveaway at 11:45. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
My Nine Inch Nails take is not a very popular one with Nine Inch Nails fans. Pretty Hate Machine was an excellent album, and everything after it sucked.
Not even a downward spiral?
That's what he considers the rest of the songs to be from Pretty Hate Machine. It was a downward spiral.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Brought to you by T-Mobile. Experience more of the music you love with the record-breaking 5G network. T-Mobile customers can unlock VIP benefits at the festival all weekend long. It's better over here. See why at T-Mobile.com/SEEWHY.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Turnpike northbound, we have a crash with a right lane blocked, and this is about a mile south of Indiantown Road. So if you are headed that way, plan on some extra time in that area. Elsewhere, not seeing any tie-ups on 95. Things are looking good. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Football is back, and sometimes when you're watching football, you feel like on a Sunday, this is what retirement would be like. Well, Trajan Wealth can help your retirement be a lot better and a lot more secure for you. Give them a call today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Offices in West Palm Beach. Stop in and get a free consultation. Jeff Jr., CEO and veteran, wants you to have a plan for your future. And remember, at Trajan Wealth, they only make money if you make money. If you have a 401k and not sure what you're invested in, they will sit down and give you recommendations and try to help you. At Trajan Wealth, they're thinking about your future every day. 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Football is back, and you like to enjoy and relax. That's what you want to do when you retire. Stop in to Trajan Wealth today and see them in person and sit down with questions you have. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
We know that aging is not for the faint of heart, but the Landing of Lake Worth celebrates the rewards of aging and tackles the challenges head on. We believe life should be joyful at every stage, so we have a unique focus on wellness of mind, body, and spirit, bringing an unparalleled sense of optimism to residents and their families. Come home to personalized assisted living and memory care services at the Landing of Lake Worth, where happiness never grows old. Visit thelandingoflakeworth.com for more information. That's thelandingoflakeworth.com.
Inflation throughout the nation. From a gallon of milk to a gallon of gas, prices are skyrocketing. But the cost for term life insurance is actually going down. That's why you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider. Big Lou's mission is to protect you with term life insurance that you can afford, even in times of inflation. Take Jeff from Florida. He's 55, 6 feet, 300 pounds, and his diabetes control was not perfect. Another provider quoted him $500,000 of 20-year term at almost $500 per month. Big Lou found Jeff the same life insurance policy for $225 a month, a 50% savings. Even if you're struggling with health issues, call Big Lou at Term Provider. Heck, you might not even need an exam to get approved. For affordable term life insurance today, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. Term life insurance rates are going down. Call 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right?
Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays.
But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Dr. Cody All at West Palm Beach Breathe Free Sinus and Allergy Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 561-459-3228. 561-459-3228. That's 561-459-3228.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com. There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Macy's Backstage.
Breaking news this morning where an MRI has confirmed everyone's worst fears that Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers has suffered a completely torn Achilles tendon during last night's game against Buffalo. Rodgers' first season in New York ends after just 4 plays and thrusts Zach Wilson back into a starting role after guiding Gang Green to an overtime win. The Jets will visit Dallas Sunday. DraftKings line has New York as 8.5-point underdogs. I'm Scott Davidson.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ.
Listen to The Heartbeat of Faith on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Penthouse is brought to you by Joseph's Classic Market.
17 Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
Aaron Rodgers' career with the Jets is exactly like me going to bed. He's in and he's out.
As a New Yorker, born and raised, I feel terrible for them on 9/11. Want something great to happen. 4 plays in, your hero goes down. Hopefully for Aaron Rodgers, that's just a small minor tear, even though it's an Achilles, still a bad tear, but if it was completely torn off the bone, it would have been in his calf muscle. He wouldn't have been walking around. And the last observation I got is that Kansas City, Cincinnati, the Chargers, and the Bills all lost in the AFC. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
A lot of good points there. We always appreciate you guys getting involved. The NFL is crazy. It always has a lot of twists and turns. All sports does. Definitely after 1 week, a lot of surprises. And our Miami Dolphins do look good. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, good morning to you.
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
All right, LeBron James does like Paris. That could be one of the reasons why he says he wants to play in the 2024 Olympics and represent the greatest country in the world, Team USA. We'll see if he does it. Kevin Durant also did express that he has some thoughts about playing in the Olympics in 2024 and bringing the gold back to Team USA. Top 25 came out in college football, and Colorado did break the top 25 again. They're number 18, and Florida State is number 3. So hats off to Florida State after their big win against LSU. Georgia is still number 1, and Michigan is 2. But Florida State is 3. Hats off to them. Big game this Saturday night for the Gators. They take on Tennessee. I believe it's at 7 o'clock. You would hear the pregame at 4 on Real Radio. And the Jets did win last night, 22-16. In dramatic fashion, Jimmy's got the audio of the conclusion of this great game.
It's a short punt. Gibson on the return. Near side. I don't see any flags. And he's going to go. Jets win it. Touchdown, rookie Xavier Gibson. Game over.
That was an awesome conclusion. That kid's a rookie, just made the team. Hats off to him. Buffalo, right when Rodgers went down, you just said, hey, that game's over. That's what everybody said. But the Jets defense played a tremendous game, and they ended up winning 22-16. Last night before the game, the Jets were 16-1 to win the Super Bowl. As soon as Rodgers went down, it went to 60-1. And those are the odds in Las Vegas as of now. And now that he's out for a whole season, forget it. And that is your trifecta. Peace.
Well, here's a question for you. After a breakup, is it better to start dating right away or take a break? Might depend on how long you were together. You know, there's different, reasons you can come up with as to why. They asked about 30,000 people what they thought about that situation, and most said don't start dating right away. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm with the majority.
Yeah,
Take a break.
are you with that?
Yeah, do you.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you think, Reek?
Yeah, I think you should get to know what happened, figure out what happened, and I think it depends on a breakup, too. If you break up or they break up with you, because they're just two different things. It's like when you quit a job or they fire you.
But even if when you do get back into that, like that quickly, everybody was like, oh, it's a rebound.
Yes.
And it could be a
Yeah,
rebound.
it
You're just trying to
definitely-
make yourself feel better. But that's why I think like you should work on yourself first.
Yeah, and I
Take
don't
some
think-
time with your
I think you're right. I don't think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I think, and that's why you see a lot of, people right away quick get involved with somebody. And a lot of people just don't like to be alone.
Well, there's that. Right?
It's hard to be alone. It really is.
For some people, it is very, very difficult to be alone. And that's why my opinion would be it really depends on your person and your circumstances, So I think it's a little difficult to say specifically you should wait or you shouldn't. I mean, what happens if, the next person it's just right for you comes along within a month?
Oh, yeah.
It's
time to wait.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, can you hold up? Can you hold up?
Wait for it.
Hey, and I'm sure that I know you meant that as a joke, but I'm sure that's happened a gazillion times, right?
Well, there
Some
are
people will be like, maybe not right away, or
the time's
let's
not
go.
right.
Yeah, let's go. And one or the other. So 72% say you should wait a while, and only 9% say start dating immediately, and 18% aren't sure. Men are twice as likely as women to say just get back out there, but the older you are, the more likely you are to stay out and kind of wait a little bit. And only 10% of us think that new relationships that start right away tend to be more successful than the one you just got out of.
Interesting.
That is pretty wild. What the way our perception is on things like that.
If you really like somebody, it doesn't matter. Yeah. If somebody really hits you like a ton of bricks, you're like, who cares?
Sure, yeah.
And boom. But if you're just getting out there after the first time, like I said, and it is very difficult to be alone.
Well, one of the aspects there that you both brought up was the simple fact of, it probably does matter whether you were broken up with or whether you did the breaking, right? I mean, if you were broken up with, you're probably still holding on to those feelings a little bit, so you don't want to go out dating right away. It's a possibility. It's part of the equation.
But if you checked out a long time ago and then you were the one who ended up doing the breaking up, then every situation is going to be completely different.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of people, like I said, they just don't like to be alone.
And that's why I say go pro.
I mean, technically, you're not alone, at least for the hour or however long you buy them for. I don't know.
You could get like a bungo, 3 hours before or
A
whatever.
bungo.
Yeah, give me a bungo.
What's a bungo?
Oh, yeah, like get one free and then you get another.
A BOGO.
Whatever.
I don't know. I like bungo better.
That was like a game, or he was trying to say bongo. BOGO stands for buy one, get one.
Yes.
Okay.
Going pro does have its advantages. Going pro does have its advantages on many ways. But again, you don't have to deal with any grief or anything like that. You can ask for the girlfriend experience. And there's coupons for that, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Hook a player up, will you? Jimmy at realradio921.com.
I'll give you a coupon for the
You've got
girlfriend.
my text number over there, big boy.
I'll give you a coupon for the girlfriend experience so you save.
Nice.
If you have an opinion on this, let us know. Give us a call, 877-927-6969.
Do you wait? Do you typically wait a while after a breakup, to get back out into the dating field? Do you hang out with the guys again? I mean, I guess your age matters, right? Younger people have a tendency, if you go out a lot, you might hang out with the boys for a little while, get back into the single scene.
I mean, that's saying
do
whatever.
that.
The best way to get over somebody is get under somebody. I came from somewhere, so
sure.
I think a lot of people do, even if it's just to feel good about yourself and go out one night and hook up or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know about necessarily going in and trying to find another relationship right away.
True.
Yeah, you have to, you got to process everything a lot of times. Because then if you're not, then you go in, it's not really fair to the other person either when you're getting involved with something else if you still got a lot
You're
of
not
love.
mentally and emotionally ready, yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But if it works for you and it makes you feel good, screw the world. Just do what you got to do. Get out there. But like Jimmy said, you can always go pro. What is that pro number, by the way?
1-800-GO-PRO.
Go pro. That would be a great
Is that
line.
taken?
That'd
Not
be
enough digits. That's the only problem with that.
Yeah. We got to add a couple things to it. We just got news. If you didn't hear, you're a Jet fan. Aaron Rodgers is done for the season. So bad, and that sucks. It really does. I wouldn't want to be in that locker room today. They got to be like just burnt out. Like what? And they got to go to the Cowboys. My God. Imagine Zach Wilson when he woke up today, what he was thinking. His mother's on Instagram. He's
I don't
gonna
know.
go.
I mean, I know you're harping on that, and I understand why. And I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I know you're focusing on that. I shouldn't say harping. You're focusing on that, but they did come out with a great win at the end. They were very jacked up. That city has got to be pumped up on that aspect. Now, are they happy because Rodgers? Of course not.
No.
So, I mean, that's a real weird. I mean, how do they feel? Now Chris is a big time Jets fan, and he just called up, and he really kind of seemed down by it.
He seemed defeated.
You
yes.
know, and I would imagine that most everybody would be.
Yeah,
but
the one
I
guy
mean, you
making
did
his
have,
rounds, the
you know?
Jet fan with his middle finger out.
Yeah.
That guy, he seems like he's defeated.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Like he's all over the place.
Most Jet fans I knew last night were very depressed.
I would imagine.
Even if they go, even after the game, they're like, "Good thing we got to win. We probably won't get one for 10 games."
There you go, man.
I mean, that's why I went by that. And again, with the kid they got quartering, they didn't want him. They just couldn't trade him last year. Nobody wanted him. He was a first-round pick. If they had somebody who wanted him, he would have been gone. But nobody wanted him.
Well, maybe, during training and preseason, all that stuff, maybe he learned some stuff from Rodgers. Maybe he'll come back a little extra better this time around.
He looked the same last night. He got picked off right away.
All right, I'm just trying to be positive. Silver lining over here.
Well, the one aspect there too is what did Chris say? And you when we were talking with Chris, again a Jets fan who just called in a couple of minutes ago was who's out there, who's available?
Not many.
I mean, they're like. The idea of Zach staying in for the season is not like that's not even their first choice or first thought is who can we get?
That's my point. That's my point with the whole thing.
Yeah.
They said it last night, so they're not happy with
It's
it.
just just much more deflating just because of the hype and how much Aaron Rodgers loved New York and all this stuff and everything going up to it. I mean, it was a lot just to be like, wah, wah.
Oh, it sucks. Taylor Swift's doing a song about it right now.
Well, let's see if we can bring
Number
Jets
8
fans
is
back
cool.
up right now. We've got a pair of tickets to see Avenged Sevenfold. Maybe that'll make up for the loss of
Bring up
Aaron
the
Rodgers
morale,
last night. They're going to be playing at I Think Financial Amphitheater this coming Saturday night. Hey, it's not a school night, kids. You can go out and stay out real late. Mom and Dad won't mind. They got special guests Falling in Reverse with them, and we've got a pair of tickets for you to win right now. Give us a call, 877-927-6969, 877-927-6969. We're going to play a little game called He Said, She Said, and that's where I read you a quote, and you just let us know. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I say it? And we'll get you set up to go see Avenged Sevenfold this Saturday at I Think Financial Amphitheater. Look at those phone lines blowing up. Let's get some people lined up.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Appreciate your help. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call to get involved with the contest and be on your way to go see a concert Saturday night. Who doesn't want that? Greek Gridiron, I did have the Jets last night, so I finished my first week at 6-1. We will continue it again in studio this week. Another opportunity for somebody to play against me for that grand prize of a trip to Vegas and a 4-seater golf cart, sponsored by Superior Street Golf Carts. Thank you so much, you guys, for getting involved. We'll be doing that every Friday, and the following Friday we'll be back at Strike Cigar Lounge doing the show live. We are excited about that. Don't forget, if you want some excitement in your life and some beautiful ladies, there's only one place to go, and that is Monroe's. Monroe's of Palm Beach, the sponsor of us. If you go into our website and go to Real TV, you'll see Francis, Jimmy, and me, and that is always sponsored by Monroe's of Palm Beach. Open 7 days a week till 5 a.m. Great place to have a good time with a beautiful lady and some great food. 5-star menu and DJs in the house. You can't beat it better at night at Monroe's. Last night, if you're at Monroe's and you're a Jet fan, it would have definitely sucked because Rodgers got hurt. But I'm sure one of the girls would have put a smile on your face and you would have forgot about it. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. Jimmy's getting everybody on hold. And as soon as he gets everybody ready to go, we will continue and get ready for this contest. Call us now, 877-927-6969. And again, I think Georgia plays this week. South Carolina?
Yep.
Big favorites again, right?
Gamecocks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They have a schedule that you look at that most people don't think they can possibly lose to maybe 11th game of the season. Their over-under was, I believe, 11.5, and they played 12 games. One of the games that they think might be tough for Georgia is Tennessee. I think that's their last game of the year. They play the Gators this week, and I believe that's at 7 o'clock on Real Radio. Jimmy, are we ready?
We are ready. Actually, I should have said no then, huh? All right, we are ready now, and we are starting today's contest with Joe. Joe, welcome to the Penthouse.
What's going on?
You are, Joe.
What's happening, Joe? How are you?
I'm doing all right. I tried calling yesterday, but I kept dialing the wrong number.
Well, I guess you didn't get us. Now you got the right number, bro, so make it happen.
Today, though.
Yeah, make it happen.
And you were the first one in.
So good luck.
All right, nice job, Joe. All right, let's see if we can get you set up to go see Avenged Sevenfold this Saturday. I'm going to read you a quote. All you got to do, Joe, tell us. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I, Jimmy, say it? Okay, buddy?
Joe, how are you? All right.
All right, here we go. I can't wait to get it. I can't wait to get it. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
All right, nice job, Joe. I'm going to go with Franny.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Nice. And this is what it sounded like.
I can't wait to get it.
I can't wait to get it. All right. Nice job. Joe, I'm going to put you on hold. If you would hang tight for a couple minutes when we go to break, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air and get some more info from you, and we'll get you set up to go see that band this weekend. Okay, buddy?
Man, y'all just made my day. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We'll put Joe on hold, and we'll get him set up here in a couple minutes.
And just so you don't, make that mistake, dialing the wrong number like Joe, and Joe got in this time around, why don't you just put us on speed dial? Just have us in your number. Save us. Speed dial. That's so old school.
Yeah.
Just save us.
Isn't it?
It is. I was like, hold on a second. Yeah, just save us. Save Real Radio 92.1. Just put that number in there so anytime we have a contest, you just doop. That's it.
Beep, doop, you're in. We appreciate it. Jimmy, great job as always. Thank you for the help with the contest. 877-927-6969. On the table, when you break up, should you get back out there and get on the horse, as they say, or wait a while and focus on you and find out who you're about? I think most people would just say, screw it, I got to get another piece of ass.
Somebody said what the Jets need right now is some Fitz magic, is what the claims are here.
Oh, they could get Fitzy.
Get them some Fitz magic, according to text line.
Yeah, they might get Fitzy. Maybe Brady. I heard Brady
is not coming back. I don't know why people still keep on putting him in the mix.
I know he's not, but it's still fun.
It's just fodder that's never going to happen.
Well, even with that commercial that came out too
with the Mannings.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Should unretire? Who would unretire?
Who would unretire?
You know, I was surprised they didn't get for that, and maybe they tried and they couldn't. It was Favre.
Oh yeah,
because you want to talk about an unretire king? He did it twice.
Yeah, they might have got far, but he has so many problems right now.
Yeah, well, maybe that's it.
yeah, with that whole
too much. They want a little distance from him right now.
That whole welfare thing in Mississippi, that's not going away, and just
a lot of issues.
Yeah, it's not good for him.
Somebody down here in South Florida who we know is just killing it and definitely bringing Inter Miami into a superstar status of a team is Lionel Messi.
Who? Get him.
You never heard of Lionel Messi? No, not yet.
Get Messi the quarterback for
It looks like he's finally found his home. So not only does he have that like insane crib in Miami that has the car elevator that goes all the way to the top floor, like he has that, and it's beautiful. But it looks like that he has purchased a $10.8 million mansion in the Fort Lauderdale area.
Oh,
hope you can afford it.
2-2.
It's got 8 bedrooms, 9.5 bathrooms. It's a total of almost 10,500 square feet.
Oh, it's an 8-9 then.
yes.
8-9. That's so funny.
They said it comes with all the bells and whistles.
That's great.
A big pool. They said there's a dock out there. Of course, it's on the water. Italian kitchen, workout room, entertainment lounge, VIP, a captain's suite. What is a captain's suite? In a house and offices, and they say yes, it is very, very nice. And from the pictures, it does look like it. But it looks like he's still holding on to that condo that he has in Miami.
All right, I hope he can budget. And he has two going on at one time.
I don't know if he can afford both.
He's got the captain's suite. I mean, come on, Messi, what are you doing? Things are working out for him and Miami, obviously. Not so much for the Jets, but definitely working out for him. There was speculation he was looking in Boca.
Oh, yeah. He was all the way
Parkland.
from Boca to Miami.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking for houses all over. Every time he got spotted, people were like going crazy. Like, oh, my God, he might be moving here.
When I do a quick Google search for Captain's Suite, it looks like it's got a couch area room that overlooks the water. It's like right there on the water.
So it makes it feel like you're on a boat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Aye, Captain.
Aye, Captain. I can't hear you.
and this his home is just about 5 miles from the Driving Stadium.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, makes sense.
How
He
convenient.
can get there real quick.
He can take a golf cart if he wants.
Even though aren't they breaking ground? Is it going to be in the same area for the new stadium?
I heard the new stadium is supposed to be, and this is just what I've heard, it's supposed to be down by Marlins Stadium.
Okay.
Oh, that's going to be a little far.
That's going to say that's inland a little bit more.
He'll take a
isn't it?
helicopter now.
Oh, well.
Whatever.
He can afford it.
Yeah, I'm sure he can. With the price. Gas is going down. That's right. In the last week, gas has dropped 9 cents. I heard this morning. I'll take anything. Our buddy Brian Mudd on WJNO was talking about it, that gas went down 9 cents the last 2 weeks in the state of Florida. Also, he did say that he thinks the trend is that gas is going to be dropping even more within the next couple months.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising because I've been reading reports that Saudi's going to, OPEC, I shouldn't say Saudi, I'm sorry, OPEC is going to cut production. So that should force the prices up. It's one of those weird things, right? You hear one trend means one thing and one trend should mean another, and they're the exact opposites, and you can read the same thing within a couple of days.
Oh, yeah. You just never know what you read.
But I don't, again, I didn't talk to OPEC personally, so I don't know.
We were texting back and forth last night. I think at the corner, I thought I saw 341.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I got gas yesterday, so it was right around there, yeah.
And that was, a couple weeks ago.
That's down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been jumping like typically
25 cents a couple weeks ago.
But up and down, both, right? So like one day it'll jump up 25 cents. So what the hell happened? How did that happen overnight? I mean, the volatility of prices, not just in gas, but everything.
No, I
is
remember.
what gets me is that, stuff doesn't go up by 10 cents. It goes up by $1.10 or $3.10. It just, different products.
Of course. But I remember when you said that a couple of weeks ago, and I did look, and I was like, wow, he's right. It's like 25 cents overnight.
I mean,
at the corner.
I don't know if it's only here, but it's both. The 7-Eleven and the Wawa. They're the ones that I typically see most day, well, every day, because I drive by it every day.
But they got to be
I don't
conscious
see it down
of
by
it.
you guys. I don't see the gas station you use, Franny. I don't know if it jumps around that much by you guys. But
Not too much.
I see that over there, all summer, it seems like.
I would assume that, what is that, Wawa? Yeah, Wawa and the Shell, I think they look at their prices, each other.
They're fairly competitive.
Yeah, so I think
they're within usually 2 or 3 cents of one another.
Yeah, I don't think one's going to be 25 cents more.
But it's interesting. I have 2 gas stations near me, and they're almost across the way, and there's a big difference between them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the ones by your house are expensive, right?
Well, the ones on Military and North Lake those are the most expensive, I think, in the county.
They are.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, the corner is a
nuts.
Shell.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They got to take out a loan to get gas.
But there's one just a little bit more east, which is closer to 95, and it's cheaper. It makes no sense. Like, it's literally right off 95, and you would think that would be the expensive one.
Yeah, and there's
usually are.
Yeah,
right?
Yep.
And there's a Shell down at the end of North Lake where I told you by Palmetto, and that was like the least inexpensive. It was like $3.49 last week.
Oh, no, Prosperity.
Prosperity, yeah.
Yep, that's so east.
Yeah. That one, and it's a Shell too, so it's crazy. Just go where the gas is cheap. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. What are you doing here?
What are you worried about?
I think your box stores are the ones where you're getting it. Your Costco's and BJ's.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, you use the just using your credit card with BJ's gets you 10 cents a gallon.
Huh. That's good at any time for that. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Tuesday. We're going to come back with some fun facts about what?
Well, today, if you were listening in the very beginning, Jimmy played something that will let you know it's video game day. So I have some really interesting facts about video games, including some major celebrities who are gamers.
Okay, cool. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Go on, tell it. Show that damn thing who's boss. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Not looking bad on 95. We had an accident on the southbound exit ramp to Spanish River Boulevard, Boca Raton. Looks like that's getting cleared away. Elsewhere, not seeing any big types. Turnpike crash northbound near Indiantown Road has cleared away as well. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Every business deserves a great deal. That's why, for a limited time, we're launching the Mobile Made Free event. With Comcast Business Internet, new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free. Yep, you heard that right. An entire year, free. It's our best internet, powered by the next generation 10G network and with 99.9% reliability. Plus 1 line of free mobile for a year. The Mobile Made Free event is happening now.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, for a limited time only, ask how new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free during the Mobile Made Free event. Call or go online today to learn more. Ends 9/21/2023. EcoBill and autopay required. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Mobile offer requires 100 megabits per second internet and new unlimited intro mobile service. Other restrictions apply.
The money's good and the bids are high. Speedy, fast, the check is on Bank of America, and it's real. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's Palm Beach, and this Saturday night, September 16th, casino night, poker tables, slot machines, roulette tables, sexy showgirls, plus cash and prizes. It's a night of gaming, dining, and live entertainment. If you want to have a good time, there's only one place to go. Monroe's Palm Beach, open 7 days a week till 5 a.m., and that's where the beautiful ladies are. Monroe's Palm Beach casino night this Saturday. I can hear the dice now, baby. Winner. Sign me up for casino night of Monroe's. Peace.
If your home or business just isn't giving you the joy it once did, it's time for a refresh. Contact your local CertaPro painters and put the power of pro to work for you. That's CertaPro's power of doing the job right, on time, and on budget. The power of proven experts with the skills to refresh, rejuvenate, and reinvigorate your home or business. Get your project started today at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
Car market slipped quite a bit. I think it's leveling off now. My name's John Clay Wolf, owner of GiveMeTheVin.com, and I'd like to buy your car. Look at our reviews. Better Business Bureau, 4 stars. You can trust us. You can trust our money. Go to Give Me the VIN. We'll buy your car. We pay fast. Checks on Bank of America. You can drop it off at one of our locations, or we'll come pick it up. Bada bing, bada boom. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Sky Rizzy, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Sky Rizzy, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Sky Rizzy is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
This September, let's all join together to support iHeart's National Recovery Month campaign. We've all been touched by addiction or mental health challenges, and these often overlap. Nearly 9 million people have a co-occurring disorder, and almost 60% receive no treatment at all. Together, we can fight stigma by normalizing the conversation, even save lives. If more people feel comfortable asking for help, recovery is possible. Learn more. Lend your support at iHeartRecoveryMonth.com.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We're going to be partly cloudy to mostly sunny as we move through the remainder of our Tuesday. Temperatures are near 90 degrees, could feel close to 100 when you factor in the humidity. A few inland thunderstorms will be developing for us. That's likely where they could become locally strong at times. We otherwise stay partly cloudy to mostly sunny through the afternoon. We're going to stay near 90 for the rest of the week.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories. This week, we'll have the story of America's comeback in World War II, the Battle of Midway. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Scott, hi.
Good morning, S-Stick. How you doing?
What's up?
Hey, I got an idea for the breakfast buckaroo. Whoever does it should wear overalls.
Okay. It's an idea.
Duly noted. Thanks.
I think it'd add to the whole redneckish.
Overalls and no shirt underneath.
Overalls, no shirt, a straw in their mouth. Dean's not going to hold back when he does it.
Used to wear overalls. I did too. Yeah. Both kind, the shorts and the regular.
Damn, that's cool.
Nice. Man,
I see this is not going to go over well with you two. And Terry probably had a pair, and he just hiding his identity right now.
I've never had a pair of overalls. I'll be honest, I've never had a pair of overalls. That was more along the lines of Wham. Wake me up before you go.
My overalls are
I
so
want to
funny.
see Lex in overalls.
Well, it doesn't look ridiculous now, but I used to sport, man.
Yeah, now it would look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Definitely not back then.
Your face looks ridiculous.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
You been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeart radio station.
Listen on your free iHeart radio.
Okay, we're rolling.
Just remember, if you're the one that got broken up on, they already had replacement in the waiting. And if you are the one that got broken up on, the best way to get back at them, start sleeping with their friends.
Hey, it's the Greek from Jimmy's Below Average Condoms, condoms for the below average guy. Now, I get asked every day, Greek, am I really being protected with these things? Well, thanks to our new partnership with the NFL, every condom we sell comes with the same padding as a standard issue quarterback helmet. You can take hits from a guy the size of Aaron Donald or my type. The guy who finishes short and fast like Christian McCaffrey. You pull one of these things out in the middle of the night, you're definitely going to get the MVP, I guarantee it. Down the Ike. Peace.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Love our audience. Always say it. Love how you guys get involved. No matter what you do, whether you text us, you leave a call back, you call us, or email Jimmy, always welcome to get involved. It is The Penthouse on 92.1 Real Radio. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and Sea Caucus. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hey, what is up? Happy Tuesday.
And this is the time we get some facts of fun.
It's Freddy's Fun Facts.
So yes, today is a few holidays, including National Hug and High Five Day.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
High five.
Yes.
Give me a hug.
Maybe high five a woman, or police woman, because it is National Police Woman Day.
Very nice. Thank you for your service.
And National Chocolate Milkshake Day. Go enjoy a chocolate milkshake after that. Yep.
Ice cream and some Baileys in that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. You're added to it.
And Video Game Day. So we're going to do some fun facts about some video games. But before we get into those facts, I'll let you know a couple celebrities that are major gamers. Did you know that The Rock and Megan Fox, both very attractive people in their own right, they are lovers of Mortal Kombat. They enjoy playing Mortal Kombat. The late Robin Williams actually named his daughter after the character in The Legend of Zelda. So I don't know if you are aware of that.
No.
So there's a bunch of people on here. And then I just recently saw that Paul McCartney likes to play video games before recording.
Oh, wow.
He is a gamer, yep. They said that he enjoys. They said that they were talking of this courtesy of Echo. And the Bunnyman guitarist, Will Sargent, in his new memoirs called Echoes, he mentions meeting Paul at Air Studios in London, where they shared a brew and played some arcade classics. He's like, it was either Asteroids or Tank Commander. I can't remember. But he said, and when talking to Paul, he was like, yeah, I like to do this before I record.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Play video games. And then you got a bunch of other people who are gamers, including like Elon Musk, Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey.
Elon Musk, did you see his latest kid's name?
Jeez.
Because he had another one.
Yeah.
Same woman?
Brie Larson, yep. Same one. Matthew Perry. All these people are huge fans. But yeah, let's get into some of these video game fun facts. The first video game was created in 1958 is when it was developed, and it was called Tennis for Two. Mm-hmm. A physicist named William Higginbotham was the one who created this. They said it was marking the inception of digital gaming as we know today. Mario. So his Jumpman's origins, they said before he was the iconic plumber we all know and love, he was known as Jumpman. The character first appeared in the 1981 arcade game Donkey Kong, where he had to rescue his girlfriend Pauline from the clutches of the giant ape. And he was known as the Jumpman.
Pauline was the girl.
Pauline, right?
That's a good trivia
Not
question.
Princess Peach. Yep. The richest esport tournament in the world of competitive gaming, the International, stands as one of the most prestigious, what they call Dota 2 tournament. In 2021, its prize pool reached a staggering $40 million, making it the richest esport tournament in history.
Wow.
40 mil in your prize pool, right?
Wow. That's serious, Jack and Jill.
They said the hidden name in Pac-Man. Ever notice that when you reach level 256? No, because I never have. In Pac-Man. Has anybody reached level 256 in Pac-Man?
I'm sure somebody has.
They said the game glitches. They said, well, this is due to something integer, I'm saying that right, overflow issue. They say additionally, if you examine the bottom of the maze, you'll find the name Todd Fry, which is the game's programmer, cleverly hidden within the maze.
Oh,
So it's almost like an Easter egg.
Right.
The game Tetris. My mom loved Tetris. I love Tetris. I used to play it on my Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually created as a stress reliever. Alexei Pachitnov in 1984 said that Tetris was initially intended as a psychological tool to reduce stress. Little did he know that it would become one of the most popular and addictive video games of all time, and sometimes quite stressful.
I was going to say,
gonna say, is the idea that you get stressed out by the game, so when you go back to real life, it doesn't seem so bad.
Especially when it starts speeding up and you have no more room, and you're like, ah.
Exactly. So I was like, what do you mean, stress reliever?
Probably don't recall this. I know I don't. I was just a little munchkin, but I guess in 1983, the video game industry suffered a severe crash known as the video game crash of 1983. They said the reason why it was a result of numerous factors, including oversaturation of low-quality games, poor marketing strategies. However, it paved the way for Nintendo's rise to prominence with the NES because they were like, bam, here, we're going to give you this. And then it became very popular.
Really? The early 80s?
That's what they said, the video game crash of 1983. Yeah, they said astronauts aren't just busy with spacewalks and experiments. They also play video games. In 1993, Russian cosmonaut Alexander Serapov played Tetris on a Russian-made handheld console while above the Mir space station. And we got a few more here. I say Minecraft's a blockbuster success. Minecraft, which is a sandbox game developed by Marcus Persson, has sold over 200 million copies worldwide.
Woo!
They said it opened world creativity and limitless possibilities, which captivated players of all ages, making it one of the best-selling video games ever. And if you ever want to visit the largest video game arcade in the world, it's called Fun Spot.
I've seen a tattoo like that once.
Have you?
I know where.
Don't say it.
And this is in New Hampshire, so if you want to go there.
New Hampshire?
Yeah, it houses over 600 classic arcade games and has been in operation since 1952. I feel like that would be like the whole size of New Hampshire.
Yeah. What goes on in New Hampshire?
Yep. And do you guys want to guess the highest grossing arcade game of all time?
Arcade game.
Generating billions of dollars in revenue since it was released in 1998. So think about that.
It was released in 98.
Yes.
Pac-Man?
Oh, wow.
And you see it at arcades more so. You can purchase it for your home, but this is mainly a game you see at arcades.
Pac-Man?
We're way past Pac-Man.
No, it was released in 1998.
Yeah, I don't even pay
That's why
attention.
I was trying to think. Well, I would have thought like a Pac-Man because it's been around so long.
The highest grossing arcade game of all time.
And you can get it on a console?
You can get it on a console, yeah, but the setup for the arcade is very elaborate. And let's say that most of the time it's like a 2-player game.
Oh! Still don't know.
So,
No, I don't know.
Dance Revolution.
Oh, damn it. I had it.
Have you?
Never what the hell is that game?
You've never heard of the Dance Revolution?
No.
So they show a thing and they play music and it shows you, so you have like these little markings and they light up when you're supposed to put your foot on that place to make the moves, the dance moves.
Oh, I never
and
seen
if
that.
you hit them on time,
You get points?
then you get points.
Oh, I never seen it.
No.
Really?
No, I'm not familiar with that
What
one.
is it
at
called?
all.
Dance, get my
Dance
pants?
Revolution.
Dance, get in the revolution.
Dance, just revolution.
Dance, revolution.
I like the other version better.
Dance, get in my pants.
And then finally here.
That's a new game. It's coming out in 2 weeks.
Finally here,
Too expensive for
the fastest completion time for Super Mario Brothers was achieved by Cosmic. That's the name of this gamer, who finished Super Mario Brothers in just 4 minutes and 55.9 seconds.
Finished what? The entire game?
That's what it says. Fastest completion time for Super Mario Brothers.
What does it usually take? How long?
Way longer than 4 minutes.
Well,
that
there's
was about 5 minutes.
There's all kind of one
They said
level,
it was
maybe? Is that
it was a speed run that he did of playing it.
And he was eating pizza at the same time.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. And there you go for your fun facts.
Thank you, Francis. If you guys got anything you want to jump on with in this situation with National Video Day, right?
Video game.
Video Game Day.
Did you have one that you played, Franny? How about, or Matt?
No, like we're not gamers at home. You know, we mess around with the Oculus every now and then. But as a kid, like I remember getting that first Nintendo console, that NES, and I remember we had Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and Zelda was games that we used to play. And then from there, like Mario Kart and stuff like that. I used to work at an arcade when I was 14, a Putt Place arcade. I love playing Mortal Kombat. I had no idea what I was doing. I would just hit all the buttons all at the same time and just random do some things. But
But yeah, I mean, it's been a while.
Right.
It has, and like I mentioned, Tetris, stuff like that. But I've never been a huge gamer.
The first console we had was one called Odyssey, and we were able to. It was a little bit less expensive than Atari because Atari was the big one in the '80s, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I was kind of surprised when you said in '83 was like the downside of it because that to me I thought was like the height of Atari being out, and then of course, like you said, the rest of that where it paved the way for Nintendo to come in because then they just blew everything out of the water with the graphics at the time, which were outstanding, and Zelda was probably one of my favorites back then too.
G-Man, I'm assuming you were never a gamer, huh?
No.
No video games in the house?
No. I wish I was.
Arcade? Ever hang out in the arcades, the malls?
No, not really.
Okay.
Very rare.
Yep.
You know, I wish it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I think those are better things to be doing as a young kid than what I was doing.
My brother was a pinball wizard. He loved playing the pinball
you pay
machines.
hours.
He's still got one. He's got a Kiss pinball machine in
Oh,
the
cool.
basement
That's
still
right,
up at the house.
That's got to be cool.
In Jersey, that was more of obviously a collector's item type thing because somebody told him, and I imagine again we're not real experts on this, but the glass piece on the back is what's really the money where it generates the money, right? Or it has the value to it. It's because of that. The rest of it's just a regular pinball machine.
I love going to an arcade. Like I always have a good time. I love playing skee ball and air hockey and all that stuff. And they have one. It's not huge, but they've got all the old school games, and it's in downtown West Palm Beach, and they got a nice full bar there. So it's an adult arcade, but they have all the classics. So it's a really cool place to go hang out at.
Yeah, we blew a bunch of quarters in those skee ball games too. That is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
air hockey's cool. I don't mind playing that.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a little fun. 877-927-6969. If you got a favorite game, give us a call. Tell us about it, what you enjoy about it, and the good memories maybe you have with it.
One of the things that Stranger Things sort of brought back just for a little bit, right? Because they focused on, the kids always being at the arcade and, the 80s nostalgia that went with it, too. That was something that I thought that show kind of brought up. Well,
that was definitely how I grew up, too.
Yeah.
And I know different, generations a bit, but yeah, we were always in the arcade or at the mall or something.
Yep. Get mom to drop you off for a couple hours, and how many quarters you got? That was the thing back in the time. Well, here's something that's in the modern time, and they're corporate buzzwords that people don't like. 1 in 5 people say that they hate corporate buzzwords, partly because we hear them so much, and 85% of workers say they hear annoying terms like that at least once a week. Now, if I hear something once a week, that to me isn't a big deal. But then again, we're in a business where we talk a lot, right? So, and 40% say once a day, and that seems like it would mean more. And we don't really have too much of at least in what I deal with here at the at iHeart, we don't have the corporate aspect of things, like the meetings like they used to have all the time, and the sales meetings and all that. And maybe it's a little different for you, Greek, or so I don't know, but. Some of the common words that people hear that they don't like they'll win-win. Hey, everybody, it's a win-win for everybody, right?
No, it's not.
It's things like that, right? That gets on people's nerves. Here's a couple other two. I'll ask you guys what you think of them, and lady. New normal.
Yeah, I think they're saying that when something's new in your work field.
Yeah, but we heard that a lot after the pandemic.
Yep. Well, and that was the thing, right? So I don't remember that as much in the corporate world, or I don't know of too many circumstances. Now, I'm sure there are people out there that really are in an office with a lot of people all the time, and you go to meetings all the time, and maybe you'll hear something like that, like our new budget levels. This is the new normal or something where it's not pandemic related. But, of course, we really heard it then, right? Now it's more in our news. Culture, just the word culture. Apparently, getting drunk at a lunch every day doesn't fit our corporate culture. It's an example that they used right here. And I don't know.
Winning culture, you hear it a lot.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think also the philosophy with a lot of corporate America, they want everybody to have like a positive culture. You know what? We're a winning team. We're going to do it. You hear it with sports teams, too. The Miami Heat have a winning culture. They always talk about that.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times with sports teams, they try to push it over to business and people's thought process.
There you go. Okay.
Our culture, we have a good culture. We believe in what we do.
Okay.
We're confident.
That's
we're
not
comfortable.
And again, that's where I'm kind of an outsider on that. So I'm glad you brought that perspective in. As far as in the corporate, and these are corporate buzzwords that get on people's nerves. Here's one that, I only know it for one aspect, and it has nothing to do with the corporate aspect, but circle back. apparently using that term is one that annoys people, and I guess that happens often where circle back. So I guess it's a fancy ways. I'll get back to you, right? Obviously, is what it means. So I guess maybe you'd rather hear I'll get back to you on it instead.
Yeah, circle back can also mean something different in the bedroom, by the way.
It does?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, write me a note because I want to learn that one. Here's one. Boots on the ground. Cold calling people hasn't worked. For some reason, we might need some boots on the ground. I don't know. Again, some of these are, I think the responses here as an example are just meant to be a joke, but the idea itself is not. Boots on the ground, a corporate buzzword that people don't like. Let us know it's a corporate buzzword that you have and you've heard out in your business. 877-927-6969. Franny's got that text line open, 47142. Just start off that text with Real Radio. Here's one I think we've all heard in many different ways, whether it's in the corporate business, in the maybe even the bedroom, Greek, giving 110%.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard that for years. Yep. Everybody said it.
One that people get upset with. How about low-hanging fruit? Move the needle. Growth hacking is another one. These are all corporate buzzwords that people don't like. Growth hacking, ever heard that one?
No.
It's coming up with cheap and easy ways to expand business or gain exposure. Growth hacking. Interesting. And then, of course, one of the famous ones that we've all heard, think outside the box.
Yep.
These are corporate buzzwords that annoy people.
It's funny. You think outside the box, and a lot of times people above you were like, that's never going to work. What are you talking about? Perfect example, sports betting, where it is today. 10 years ago, we were talking about, and people were getting emails. And then, you know what? Today, it's a way of life, and millions of dollars are coming in. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you think out of the box, but the people above you have to be on the same page. Boots on the ground, though, I've heard that here many times, too. Sometimes they use that with management or to get more people in sales out there to promote the product or to sell the product. Right. We don't have enough people out there selling our product and stuff like that.
Doesn't seem like, and again, I don't know how much of that happens anymore. Is there in the sales world where a lot of people go out and hit the businesses and do the cold calls like that?
They still do.
Does that still happen?
It's not, I remember doing sales here, and we would just sit with a phone book, and we would have days that they would not let us leave, and we were just cold calling business after business after business. Now more so, a lot of people, it's a different world.
Sure.
Hit them up on their social media, and do the face-to-face, the whole go to events and network and stuff like that. You really don't see many people picking up that phone and making that cold call.
And
it's a different way of doing business.
I think the other thing with that is you don't see people making a call because on the other end, people don't answer the phone. You know what I mean? They're just not.
Yeah.
They'll do it.
But a lot of businesses, they got landlines and stuff. And if you're not answering the phone, then you're doing a disservice to your business.
No, but everything's texting, like you said, and stuff like that. It's a different culture. But I think a lot of times, like you said, these buzzwords get a little bit pain in the ass.
Going back to that buzzword, culture.
Yeah, culture. There it is. The new culture around here is that we're going to work hard, we're going to win, and we're going to forget to make money.
And that's why, like me personally, I don't deal with a lot of those, and that's why I see these, and I think again, new normal. I think of it from a different standpoint.
Me too.
Circle back is a different meaning to me.
A lot of them, the low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
We've used it here when it comes to a joke or something.
But they do it in sales sometimes. Like, oh, you know what? Somebody or whatever. If the fruit's there and I can take it and make money, I'm going to grab it. Why am I going to let it go?
Yeah.
Everybody has different philosophy.
I don't think the idea of this article, though, wasn't saying that you can't do something like that. It's the fact of the buzzword, right? What are some other ones that are out there?
That just makes sure your eyes roll when you hear it. But when we come back after that trifecta, I do have some interesting things. And think about it, too, because some of these are so cheap. And this is a Reddit thread where people are sharing the strangest habits or things that they've seen of the cheapest person that they know. And some of these are quite over the top.
Oh boy.
Yep.
There's some of the things people do blow my mind. But they're saving money and they're happy. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Tuesday, a Fat Tuesday. If you haven't heard, Aaron Rodgers is out for the season. Bad news for Jet fans and anybody who had the Jets to win the Super Bowl. The Jets may still go to Super Bowl, but they're going to have to buy tickets. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
My Nine Inch Nails take is not a very popular one with Nine Inch Nails fans. Pretty Hate Machine was an excellent album, and everything after it sucked.
Not even Downward Spiral?
That's what he considers the rest of the songs to be. From Pretty Hate Machine, it was a downward spiral.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Capital One is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival for the 7th year in a row, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
We have a crash on the northbound entrance ramp, 295 from North Lake Boulevard, and it is shut down because of this accident. So again, you can't get on northbound 95 at North Lake. You want to use PGA to the north or Blue Heron Boulevard to the south. Elsewhere, not seeing any other tie-ups on 95 in Palm Beach County. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Reese Windows and Doors.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
Strauss Naturals presents the Health and Wellness Show with Wayne Elliott. Tune in weekly as Wayne and special guests dive into lively conversations on latest in healthcare, health education, and community health. The Health and Wellness Show with Wayne Elliott, Saturday at 7 a.m. only on WZZR.
While interest rates are skyrocketing everywhere else, Diamonds Direct comes to the rescue. Now for a limited time, get 0% interest for 5 years on anything and everything. Don't miss it. Get details, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. On approved credit.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, and this Saturday night, September 16th, casino night, poker tables, slot machines, roulette tables, sexy showgirls, plus cash and prizes. It's a night of gaming, dining, and live entertainment. If you want to have a good time, there's only one place to go. Monroe's and Palm Beach, open 7 days a week till 5 a.m., and that's where the beautiful ladies are. Monroe's and Palm Beach casino night this Saturday. I can hear the dice now, baby. Winner! Sign me up for casino night of Monroe's. Peace!
We know that aging is not for the faint of heart, but the Landing of Lake Worth celebrates the rewards of aging and tackles the challenges head on. We believe life should be joyful at every stage, so we have a unique focus on wellness of mind, body, and spirit, bringing an unparalleled sense of optimism to residents and their families. Come home to personalized assisted living and memory care services at the Landing of Lake Worth, where happiness never grows old. Visit thelandingoflakeworth.com for more information. That's thelandingoflakeworth.com.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of West Palm Beach Breathe-Free Sinus and Allergy Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Dr. Cody All at West Palm Beach Breathe-Free Sinus and Allergy Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 561-459-3228. 561-459-3228. That's 561-459-3228. 459-3228.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
U.S. oil reserves are at 40-year lows. Credit card defaults are steadily rising, and the New York mayor doesn't see a way to end this immigration crisis. I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to The Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We're going to be partly cloudy to mostly sunny as we move through the remainder of our Tuesday. Temperatures are near 90 degrees, could feel close to 100 when you factor in the humidity. A few inland thunderstorms will be developing for us. That's likely where they could become locally strong at times. We otherwise stay partly cloudy to mostly sunny through the afternoon. We're going to stay near 90 for the rest of the week.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, had defeated evil once and for all.
Listen to The Heartbeat of Faith on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. The Penthouse is brought to you by
Dr. Ernest Orfanos, the man that gives the $1 million smile.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
In order to beat Mario Brothers in 4 minutes 58 seconds, Jimmy, you gotta hit all the time warps. You jump from like stage 1 to stage 8, and then you can jump from stage 8 to 9. You can jump all over the place in that thing. You just gotta know where they're hitting at. That's how he did it. Peace.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
That was Jeremy, our pool guy, who always adds to the show, brings a certain element, which we appreciate, and he's a smart guy, I gotta tell you. He's got a lot of hidden talents. Like most people out there, you got to find your talents. Sometimes you find your talents when the lights are out. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good afternoon, especially if that talent is quick.
Wacka wacka. Franny is here. Buzzwords. Your sister says, as Jimmy said. We'll have our own buzzwords for the Penthouse. Bentley. It is time for a trifecta.
Coming up.
Riders up. It's Creaky Trifecta.
That's Franny over there.
I said Franny.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have.
Sorry.
He didn't.
I said, hey, Franny.
I'm just kidding. You did.
I did say it.
Yeah.
Come on, don't give me a
You
complex.
did, because I Happy Tuesday. Did
yeah, we can give you a complex. You'd be amazed. I really am struggling every day.
You hide it really well. Really well.
It's the gift you have, Greek. You hide it very well.
I'm a professional. I mean, but it is a struggle every day for me in the morning. You don't know what it's like. But I'm not going to get into it. We're going to come up with buzzwords for the Penthouse. You guys come up with them. You can add to them. We have our own list that we could come up with.
Oh, yeah.
Just Greek alone.
Yeah, let me unveil that.
Trifecta is coming at you right now. Last night, the Jets win 22-16, an emotional game. I mean, it really was if you were a Jet fan or if you had money on the game. I was with a bunch of my friends at Strikes, and I got to tell you, it was emotional. I was watching the game, but I felt for people because when I see real fans get, upset and really hurt, it sucks. I don't want to see anybody upset. And Rodgers went down. It affected me. I got to tell you, I really was I felt bad. But the Jets won 22-16. Jimmy's got some audio of the conclusion.
It's a short punt. Gibson on the return. Near side. I don't see any flags. And he's going to go. Jets win it. Touchdown. Rookie Xavier Gibson. Game over.
It's so funny when something like that happens. You're with your friends and you hug it with each other. You're like, yeah. And then you look at each other like, was that hug too long? And then you go, no, it's okay. Jets won 22-16, getting 2.5 points. Yay, Jets!
Judge free zone?
That's right. Might be your only victory of the year, and that would suck. Zach Wilson today, I don't know what he's doing. He's probably, imagine if he didn't show up for practice today. He's like, I don't want to go. LeBron James said he loves Paris and he might play in the 2024 Olympics for Team USA. So did Kevin Durant say that he wanted to do that also. And there are a couple more NBA players that are talking about going in the Olympics in 2024 and represent the greatest country in the world and getting us a gold medal. And the Dolphins did win Sunday, a big win, but there was a nice article and also a piece on the Fort Lauderdale Network about the coach of the Miami Dolphins, McDaniel, and his lifestyle. And he gets to work every day at 3 a.m., and he also wakes up at 2 o'clock. So they had reporters following him and what he does, goes to the stadium at 3 a.m. He also talked about some demons that he had with alcohol, and he has not taken a drink in years. And I think it was a lot of inspiration for a lot of people who do struggle with certain things in their life. We all have different demons. But he got a lot of positive feedback from people out there talking about the struggles and what he was going through. So hats off to the coach for opening a page of himself and also his work ethic that he gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning and gets to the stadium at 3 o'clock. I mean, man, that is amazing because you got to figure he's got to sleep at least 5-6 hours at night to be functional all day from 3 a.m. And you saw a lot of coaches used to do it too. Belichick, Gruden. They would show them, pulling into the office 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Nobody there, pitch black. But unbelievable. And I guess that's one of the reasons why they're at that level, because those jobs take about 17, 18 hours a day to do and to do it right. And that is your trifecta. Peace.
So I mentioned before the break that there are a bunch of people who have some really cheap friends or maybe even coworkers in their life. Yeah. Was there anything you could think of the top of your head that you know that somebody does that's very cheap?
Yeah, one of my buddies. And he's got money, and I mean big money, and he likes to go to dinner early. And it just drives me through the wall. And he just let's go out like 4:35. I'm like, what are you, nuts?
Just because he wants to catch the early bird special?
Yeah, I mean, and he's stacked.
That's why he still has some. He likes to keep his money.
I love him. He's a great man, and if he's listening, he's probably pissed right now. But I'm like, dude, I'm not going to dinner at 5. But he does it all the time, and he won't say it. But then he'll also tell me where there's all specials. Like this place has a happy hour. This place has this. This is 2 for 1.
I love a bargain. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I mean, like the way he comes to me, it's just.
To you, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your personal opinion.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, because he's got so much. Like, I'm not going to change my whole afternoon. And then if it's like 7, I'll go, let's go at 7. He goes, no, I don't want to go. Like, he won't go at 7. It's got to be between 5 and 6:30. Yeah. And I'm like, all right.
Because he's looking to save some money. And that's the exact opposite of your normal personality. Yeah. So I can see where that would be somewhat annoying.
And I mean, like, what are we really saving? That's my point. Like, we're not drinkers. We're going out for a dinner. Like, it's not
You're
big
saving
deal.
half off or whatever it is. You are saving money.
Oh, yeah. To me, it's like, you know what? I'll pay. Don't worry about it. Screw it.
Yeah.
Keep your money. and spend
If
it
I
on-
can get the same thing for $10 cheaper, I'm going to do that $10 cheaper because it's the same exact thing as if I were going to pay for it later.
Yeah, I think it's great, but I'm not going to inconvenience my life.
Oh, no, of course.
I mean, if I got things to do, I got a pedicure, manicure, I got stuff.
Yeah,
going on.
important stuff.
Yeah,
I get
right.
it.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Important things. You're right. Jimmy, is there anything you can think of
My
off the top of your
therapist.
head?
As far as people that do
Yeah.
it, it's not like I've always been, and I don't say this as an insult. I say this to where I saw how my parents did so much to save money. You know, I mean, again, the old school coupon
drive.
clipping. You know, drive to 3 or 4 different stores to see, because over here it's 30 cents less. And, I mean, and again, for them, it paid off. I mean, really, if, you can be dedicated like that. And I saw how they grew up and they're like that to this day.
Yeah.
And I mean, my parents aren't rich by any stretch of the imagination, but they could live as comfortably as they want.
Which is
really,
great.
to
absolutely.
what's within their,
That's
what's
awesome.
their
And their
normal
means,
lifestyle, but they still won't do it. They'll still look for that bargain. They'll still wait for that thing to go on, or they'll buy something that's on sale just because it's on sale.
And they're just
then
set in their
knowing that,
ways.
it's just the
Yes.
way they are.
And a lot of these
that's-
people on here, when you hear about the older generation, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're just set. They're just differently.
Yeah, and it's not an insult at all. As a matter of fact, it's something that I've always, I've learned to admire more as I've gotten older.
Well, it's worked. That's the main thing.
So some of these are like really ridiculous on this list. It was a Reddit thread, and they were talking about instances where they're like, "Man, this person is so cheap." So this girl, and it's something. There's big things and small things. This is one of those little things, but it's still ridiculous. She's like, my sister invited me over for dinner one night, and she handed me like she made a bowl of dry pasta, just pasta, and she was like, "So can I have some sauce on my pasta?" And the sister was like, "No, it's just a waste of money to put sauce on pasta. So here you go. Here's just dry noodles."
I would have been
That's what she made her for dinner.
Wow.
Dry noodles. It's a waste of money to buy sauce for pasta.
I'm
Is
gonna
what
go
the
with the
sister
cats.
said. We've heard this before.
Dab of butter, anything.
Something,
Jesus.
right? Give me some olive oil at this weight. Whatever.
Yeah, throw a piece of sugar on it.
Oh my God. So this person said, and we've heard people do this. This is one of those things that we've heard before. My very wealthy ex-boyfriend would buy clothes, wear them, and return them anytime he went out or had an event. Anytime. And he had money. Yep.
Did you see along those lines? I'm sorry for
Oh, no, go
interrupting,
ahead.
but there was like this new trend that I saw in the news yesterday or the day before where people are going and getting shoes at a store and they're putting tape on like that painter's tape or
On the
masking
bottom?
tape on the bottom. They'll wear them for a
So
day.
they don't get
and
scuffed up?
and then they take them back the next day.
Wow.
Like
I
the
have
old,
not.
wear the dress for a night and then take it back.
Yeah.
One of those type of things.
I have not
Can you
seen
imagine
that.
that?
That's terrible.
That is bad.
That's terrible.
We've heard about this one, but I'll bring it up again just in case you haven't. I think, Jimmy, you might have mentioned this a little while ago of the person. It says a friend who used to work at a supermarket told me that there was this elderly man who used to peel the bananas and then put them in a plastic bag before weighing them and paying for them.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they
because it would make them less, the weight. So
Right.
his bananas would be less than if he left the peel on them. So he
that's-
would peel them at the grocery store.
Yeah, that's sad. He probably his guy's broke. I feel bad.
You wouldn't think that would be allowed to do that.
Yeah, you would
No.
think once you do it, you own it.
At
You know?
all. Yeah. They said that they knew somebody who would use the bathroom at other people's houses to save money on toilet paper.
Oh, brutal. That's
I
bad.
knew a guy who used to wait to go to get to work because he didn't want to spend money on
Oh
toilet
my
paper
God.
to save money on toilet
That's
paper.
bad. Oh, man, you got a punt. If it's that bad, call me. I'll buy a roll of
There you
toilet
go. You
paper.
want to know somebody who I knew that was cheap in my life? Love him. Love that guy to death, though. I tell you what, I loved him.
That is cheap. This
Right.
is cheap. Anytime my uncle would give money to a homeless person, he would ask for change back.
Oh my
So
God!
if he had
how
like
do
a
you do that?
$5, he'd be like, "Can I have 4 back in change?" Or if he gave like $1 and you have two quarters back. So he would give him something, but he would always give him something a denomination where he wanted change back.
Here's a 5. Give me back 4.
Wow.
Yeah, that is really bad. This person goes, "I'm the cheapest person I know. I'm still wearing the same swimming trunks that my mom bought me when I was 15. I'm 40 now. I ride my bike most places. I know. I ride my bike most places around town instead of driving. I won't buy clothes or shoes unless they're on sale. I only subscribe to one streaming service per month. I drive a 2012 Beater Nissan because it's paid off. About 1,000 other things in my daily life, I can tell you. I try to save money literally everywhere I can. And I'm not poor, far from it. But I grew up poor, is what this person says.
There's not one thing that you said there that I thought that made him look cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously watching his money, but not cheap.
Yep.
This one, if my mom wants a cup of coffee, she drives to her bank and gets a free cup every day.
All right, that's cheap.
You want to talk about? I know somebody last night told me there was 2 apartments they were going to get in Boca. Nice places, both of them. And I said, what? And he was talking to me a couple of weeks ago, and I said, what made you get the other one? He goes, the other one has coffee in the morning that you can get downstairs. He goes, when you add up coffee every day, he goes, it's about $3,600 a year. He had it figured out what coffees would be when he used to go out and buy it. I said, wow, okay. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Paying $3,000 a month rent, but you're worried about coffee.
Well, at least it's good to the point where now the renters are having the options of where they can go now. Before, for the longest time, we had it where you took what you could get.
Yeah, no doubt.
We have one of those instances about my mother. She's almost 90, grew up back at the back end of the Depression. Raised by a single immigrant mother, she still will rinse and reuse aluminum wrap and paper towels. She said, yes, paper towels. So she will, after use them, take them to the sink, rinse them, and wring them out, and even with the aluminum foil, too.
I think anybody who lived through a depression and struggled with it, I talked about my dad's family was very poor. It played a role in your life. It did, because you remember.
Yeah.
I mean, and my dad used to give me a heartache about a lot of things I would do because he used to wait in line to eat.
And that's the age bracket right there. I think you said that person was 90.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that last,
This, I liked it. Was this person with me at that one dinner I told you about? I said this happened years ago, but one guy in our group, after going for dinner and drinks, would hang back and take the rest of the group's tips and leave next to nothing.
That's so bad.
I know. I witnessed that.
That's terrible.
And I am curious if that person, I know this person who put that on that Reddit thread. But
Do we know the same person?
I'm sure there's other people who've done it too. Then there's people, this guy, back in college, we would go to a fast food restaurant, and one guy would always go with us. And he would just be like, no, I'm not hungry. And then he would pick on everybody's French fries. And then towards the end of the meal, he would grab somebody's empty cup and go get a refill of soda himself.
Wow.
After the fact. Yep.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it is. It is. There's a lot of cheap people on it. I love this. My cousin gifted me with a $10 Starbucks gift card for Christmas. Like, Merry Christmas, and it only had 10 cents on it when I went to go cash it in.
Oh, that's terrible.
10 cents.
Yeah, so bad. This one is pretty rough. I know somebody who only flushes the toilet once a day. This person also boils his hot dogs in hot water, obviously to boil. Then he will use the same hot water for his instant coffee.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
That bad?
So you boil hot dogs in it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to taste horrible.
I know. Yeah. I know. And maybe this is the guy you know, Jimmy. He has calculated how much money he saves by going to the restroom at work instead of at home. He tries to never do it during his lunch break because then he will also get paid while he's in there.
Oh, my God. I cannot believe people are like that. And they think like that.
Super cheap people.
Oh, my God.
My father-in-law has millions in the bank, but he won't pay 50 cents extra for bacon on his cheeseburger, even though he really wants it. It's the poor person he once was that will not let him get that extra.
That I've heard. Not because, again, sometimes they can't afford it. They're just like, you know what? They realize where they were, and they don't ever want to get back to where they were, especially when, people that are old. Yeah, I mean, and God bless them.
You said it. You said it, Franny, too. I mean, it's, when you grow up that way, that's your mentality.
Oh, yeah, my dad would.
Same thing with my parents. It's not, I would never call my parents cheap. They just, I mean, they'll spend money on me and my brother. I mean, like, it's no tomorrow. So it's not like they're cheap that way, but, they just, as far as they're concerned, no, we got the basics. We have what we need, and that's
good.
We're happy.
They're smart. They're happy.
And that's always that mentality that they have. And it's, again, growing up in that,
It's also less stress because when, money problems for anybody, when you have money problems, that stresses you the hell out. So if you're living within your means and you're comfortable, you know what? That could be like $1 million because you don't have to worry and you're going to wake up in the morning, how am I going to pay this? I can't do that. I mean, and I think that's smart.
You are not wrong. And then we got one on our text line at 47142. Start off with Real Radio. It says, my friend's father had 5 boys. He used to make them pee outside to save 3 gallons of water to flush the toilet.
Oh, jeez.
Said my friend told me there was a lot of dead grass in one area of the backyard.
I imagine so. Jesus. If you're peeing outside, you better punt. And you had buffalo last night. If you're peeing outside, imagine that. You got to go outside. We got to save our money. That's not something I want to live like. I got to be honest with you. If you guys have anything that you want to add to somebody did something that you're like, I can't believe it.
I've told this story before, but and this wasn't something that I intended to be cheap on. But when I got my Xbox console, and talk about gaming, right, as being was it National Gamers Day?
Yeah.
And when I first got the Xbox, they've got that thing where you can do, was it Xbox Live or something like that? It was called, and you get like a card with it to sign up for it, and you get a free month's trial or something like that. Well, I didn't know anything about it. I never intended on using it, so I knew a buddy of mine from another game that we played online, and he used it, and he said, I'll take that. So I sent it up to him. It was only worth like $5. Here, I thought I was giving a guy like a $50 gift card to something, and it only turned out to be worth like $5.
You didn't know.
No, but still, it was one of those, oh, Jesus. It's like almost like a thanks for nothing type thing.
Oh, Christ. Here,
I'll send this up to you.
Yeah, it's because I care about
it. Yeah.
877-927-6969. You can call us or text us, Real Radio 47142, or email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Is there something that somebody does something that's really cheap? Also on the table today, how long should you wait to date after a breakup? And if you have somebody in your life who's a Jet fan, what do you do to make them feel better today?
One of those cheap things that Franny brought up was about getting a cup and going up to like a McDonald's, getting, like a free refill type thing. Well, something along those lines. McDonald's, they're making another change coming up. And the drink stations where, they give you the cup when you buy, right? And you go over and you serve yourself pretty much your drink. Well, they're getting rid of those.
And they got I don't know if you've been recently, but they got like the Mac Daddy kind where there's like 5 different kinds of Coca-Cola, 5 different kinds of Diet Cokes.
Right.
Like there's so many options, and it's all like digital these days, and you can make yourself a mean suicide. Remember those? Suicide was like when you put all different kinds of sodas in it.
Well, that was it too, because it's not only just the drinks, but the slushy ones too, right?
Okay.
And that's what people would do, right? What was it? The suicide or the hurricane or whatever.
Well,
people
the
made their
suicide is
own.
when you would do all kinds of sodas in one cup.
Yeah.
What, are you losing money on it?
Well, part of it is theft, right there, and and the other part of it too is simply the fact that it's hard to maintain and clean because everybody, not everybody is very neat about it, right? So they got to constantly go out there. Plus, most people that are buying drinks on like the apps or the drive-through, they have to fill them up anyway.
Yeah.
So since they don't have nearly as many people coming in to sit down, they have to they do it anyway. So they're like, screw it, we'll just get rid of them and use the ones from back here where we help through the drive-throughs or that type of thing. It's funny too. I haven't been to a fast food restaurant in I don't know how many years, but I had that remote up at Earl's Hideaway in Sebastian. It was after work. It was a nighttime one on a Thursday after work. So for the first time in like forever, I stopped at a McDonald's on the way up. But it was a real small one. It was in a part of a convenience store in a gas station.
Okay, it was inside.
Up there in Sebastian. So half of it was the convenience store and the other half was the McDonald's.
I see those all the time with Dunkin' Donuts.
And they had, same type of thing, right? And they had one of those self-serve areas for the soda. But, like Franny, you mentioned there's a whole bunch. This only had, I think, 3 or 4 different sodas to choose from. So I imagine it depends on the size of the restaurant, right?
Yeah, and they're not all like that. Like Chick-fil-A, they don't have an area where you can fill your own sodas.
Yeah.
They do everything themselves.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, apparently McDonald's is going back to that same type of style. So
They're probably losing their ass.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people were getting refills after refills.
If you don't need to keep it out there and you've got one behind the counter anyway, you only keep one operating. It makes sense. I see the point behind it.
Yeah. I mean, they do studies about all this stuff every single day. If they're losing more, they'll be like, hey, we're stopping it.
It's not going to take them much more to add for them to serve the drink for you. I mean, if they're already getting your food and you're sitting inside, I mean, it doesn't add that much more to it.
I mean, people like those signs where you see, refills are free, stuff like that.
Well, that you'll still
I think that's the idea. I think that's what they enjoy is that when you have that cup, you get to do whatever you want with it. You get to refill it whenever you want.
It's yours.
But you'll still get free refills, even with their new policy. So they're not going to get rid of that. It's not as much for that. I don't think they lose too much money on the free refills because, again, most of the people are ordering through the app and it's to go.
Yeah.
So,
but people though, they'll fill up a cup 5 times a day.
I could see if they're eliminating one station that they have to stock, as far as cups, lids, and all that nonsense. Sure, I can see where that'll save a couple of bucks.
Well, there's so many people though. Every time they can take an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah,
they're going to go. There'll probably be people who have a cup have something to eat or drink, and then go in the next day and bring their cup.
And, they did mention a little bit of theft, so I could see if, somebody's walking in. And, again, they don't monitor the front as much as they used to since, again, they're dealing with the drive-through so much. So somebody can sneak in with a big, giant 7-Eleven Slurpee type cup and go get a free drink and, head on out.
Or you could go, like I said, the day before and buy something and go back to the next day with your cup. Just walk in, fill it up.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, hang out for a little bit, make it seem like you're a current customer, and then go fill up a cup and go.
Go see ya.
Yeah, I could see.
It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. I hope you're having a good day. If you're a Jet fan, I do feel bad for you. There is therapy all around, so you might have to get some. But relax, see what happens, and maybe I hope Rodgers doesn't retire. That's what I hope. Franny, we got some Florida stories coming up. What do we have?
Yes, we do. We have a guy who decided to take a joyride on an excavator. I'll tell you all the damage he did, and then a persistent goat won't stop headbutting a deputy.
Man.
And then we are going to go to Martin County for a guy who was working at a local clothing store, but I'll let you know what else he was selling besides clothing.
Yeah. Meth.
And what is this mysterious yellow line in Jacksonville? I'll tell you all those details when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
No one gives a big warm hug like us when you need it. Come on, get in here. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. What? Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
95 looking pretty good. 15-minute ride, southern to PGA. No complaints there. And if you are heading out along the turnpike, we have no accidents to slow you down at this point. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Every business deserves a great deal. That's why, for a limited time, we're launching the Mobile Made Free event. With Comcast Business Internet, new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free. Yep, you heard that right. An entire year, free. It's our best internet, powered by the next generation 10G network and with 99.9% reliability. Plus 1 line of free mobile for a year. The Mobile Made Free event is happening now.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, for a limited time only, ask how new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free during the Mobile Made Free event. Call or go online today to learn more. Ends 9/21/2023. EcoBill and autopay required. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Mobile offer requires 100 megabits per second internet and new unlimited intro-mobile service. Other restrictions apply.
Hey, it's the Greek. Your smile's the first thing people see, and I have the guy who can give you that $1 million smile.
Thanks, Greek. I'm Dr. Ernest Orfanos, a board-certified periodontist, and I can give you that perfect smile. My staff and I will make you feel comfortable and relaxed during your procedure. We do what's called Teeth in the Day, where you get implants and teeth that very same day, all phases of dental implants. And as a multi-specialty office, we are capable of meeting and exceeding all of your needs. Please call our office at 561-477-7171.
If you've fallen out of love with your home, maybe you just need a refresh. Contact CertaPro Painters and we'll put the power of pro to work for you. That's CertaPro's power to transform living rooms and rejuvenate kitchens. The power to get the job done right, on time, and within your budget. Get that lovin' feeling back with the help of CertaPro Painters. Start your project at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Rizumkizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We're going to be partly cloudy to mostly sunny as we move through the remainder of our Tuesday. Temperatures are near 90 degrees, could go close to 100 when you factor in the humidity. A few inland thunderstorms will be developing for us. That's likely where they could become locally strong at times. We otherwise stay partly cloudy to mostly sunny through the afternoon. We're going to stay near 90 for the rest of the week.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America. Human sex trafficking is a horrific problem that rightfully concerns people. But how big of a problem is it? What's really going on? Find out this week on Red Pilled America. Listen to Red Pilled America anywhere you get podcasts. That's Red Pilled America.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
If an argument leads to your wife saying, "Do we need couples therapy?" Don't say, "No, only you need therapy."
Oh my God.
Okay, there you go. A little tippy tip.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Got a dump.
Oh, bring it.
Sick and tired of early in the morning when I'm at the 7-Eleven, people out there begging. Soon as I get out the car.
Yeah, it's a little early for that, huh?
Yeah. It's 4:15.
Which is what I would say.
And he said, hey, brother man, you got $1? First of all, I'm not your brother man. You Mexican, I'm black. Maybe I could be your Chico.
Your Chico?
Hey, Chico, let me get $1.
Is that you think is that the term for brother man?
Yeah, in
Chico.
Yeah,
okay,
for Hispanic people. Yo, Chico.
Oh, wow. I learned so much on this show.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
That means boy. Hermano is brother, but
I didn't know.
But it could be like, what up, my boy, my Chico?
He could be like, hey, Hermano. But I told him no, I didn't have any cash. Kept walking. Well, can you get me a lighter on your card? But stop begging early in the morning. It should be hours to begging.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in
Hey, Jimmy, that person you knew that went to the bathroom at work, his name didn't rhyme with Ben Curtis, did it?
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a good day. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio 921. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good afternoon. And no, it did not.
I got a couple texts about that, too. Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
And it is the portion of the show where we get into some Florida stories that you guys usually act like knuckleheads.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
So if you are listening on that iHeartRadio app in the Jacksonville, St. Augustine area, you might be confused by this yellow line on I-95. Now, yes, there is a mysterious yellow line that has appeared on 23 miles of that Florida highway, and they don't know who did it. So they said it's stretched southbound I-95, starting at the Acosta Bridge, ending at St. Johns County. That's over in St. Augustine. And drivers of the yellow line, which would usually denote a barrier vehicles aren't supposed to cross, weaves in and out of these lanes. And they were even saying, like, you couldn't not notice these. Like, it's crazy. So they're saying, of course, travelers and the authorities are raising concern and safety about this yellow line. I don't know if they've done something about it yet. I know they were talking about trying to fix it at some point today. But they said it's a yellow line with a yellow line on the other side. And most people, especially if they're from out of town, they're not really too much looking at it if that's a line that goes where they're supposed to go, if they're trying to get to their destination. And they also believe, well, the Florida Department of Transportation, so they believe that the line is a result of paint spilling from a truck, but they haven't yet to identify the source of it.
23 miles?
23 miles.
Yeah, I can see that. You know, if you got a slow leak going out of the back of the pickup truck and as it's driving down the road. But I wouldn't call it a line. Like, you can usually tell when it's just paint that's stripped from a vehicle like that.
But they're also warning operators of these self-driving vehicles to switch off that feature while traveling in the area to avoid their vehicle from becoming confused.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, so they said we're going to have an operation where we take a street sweeper with a wire brush and we will be going and doing our best to dislodge some of the yellow paint from the roadway. They say we do not expect this to be the end-all solution. So it looks like there could be a little bit more work to it than taking that sweeper out there. And then, besides that mysterious line, we have a very persistent goat that will not stop headbutting a Florida deputy. Even in the video, you can hear the deputy going, ouch, as the goat headbutts him in his backside, but then he just laughs it off. He appears to be, and he, meaning the goat, outside of its home, and was receiving assistance from a Clay County Sheriff's deputy, and they were trying to get the goat back where it belonged, trying to corral the goats. And it looks like he did not want to be corralled, did not want to go back where he belonged, because you can see him continuously headbutting the deputy in his back as he tries to open up the gate for the animal. Throughout the entire time, the goat does not stop purposely bumping the deputy, even after the gate is opened. The deputy, his name is McFetridge, versus the goat, they wrote on their Facebook page. And it's actually quite a cute video. He's laughing. He's not getting hurt by the goat. But when the gate opens up, the goat is even seen walking back into its property. And then he turns around and then ran back and headbutted him. So you see him, he's like, all right, yay, I'm home. And then turns around and he's like, nope, not done yet.
It's like a high five.
I think so. He's giving him a dap is what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yes. The deputy finally is like, back it up. You're resisting right now, and I need you to stop. He ends up locking the gate with the animals safely inside of the property. I'm sure he did not expect his day to be like that.
No.
When you got that phone call, huh? And then in near what the Florida, yes, a guy decided that he wanted to take a joyride in a quite large excavator, and he did. And he caused some damage. This was in the Gainesville area. So he steals the excavator. He drives it not to a Walmart, into a Walmart.
A little different.
And I mean, hit the wall, caused major damage by the auto section. Then he backs it up and he decides to keep on going a little bit, and he goes to a storage unit area, and that's when he drove straight through a storage unit. There is some damage that is done. Luckily, no injuries were reported in the incident, but the guy is a lot of trouble. And then finally here.
That's a big-ass loader.
Right?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then finally here in your What the Florida, we're going to go to 1017 World. If you're listening over there in Martin County, there is a guy who is now behind bars because he was working at a pretty popular clothing store. According to Martin County Sheriff's Office, they received a tip from Crime Stoppers
Okay.
that a 27-year-old named Patrick McMahon was an employee at the how do you say it? I've seen him in the mall. Zumez. I've seen him before. I know like the outlets have it.
Okay.
But they sell like a lot of surfing, skating, kind
Okay.
of
I'm
Florida
not familiar
gear.
with it.
Yeah. So was selling more than just retail clothing there. He was selling drugs to the customers, regardless of their age.
Meth.
Well,
There's the meth in his story.
Wasn't meth, at least not that I've seen. They said that he was selling magical mushrooms for a year and only a couple of months in the store. But even a couple of months in the store, they said we don't know how many juveniles he had access to, according to Martin County Chief Deputy. Yep, they had an undercover narcotic detectives enter the store and speak with him. Then on 2 separate occasions on later dates, the undercover agents entered the store and purchased mushrooms from McMahon. The investigation is ongoing as deputies work to determine whether he is acting alone on this. They said right now it looks like a one-off, but we don't know. We seized his phone, so we'll go through the information. We'll be able to tell in the future who all was involved in this operation. And, you know, they're asking for any help with it because they said that it's troubled by the recent uptick in cases involving mushrooms. And the last year, it's taken more of a hold with the kind of club drug scene. They call it the club scene. He's like, I have no idea why anyone would even be attracted to it. They said his popularity has grown across the nation, and it has. And it's legal in some states, too.
No,
and
it is?
some states, some facilities, some medical facilities utilize it for like PTSD and stuff like that, but in small doses, they microdose it. But yeah, this guy was doing something he shouldn't have. And the unfortunate part is that if, you know, you're an adult, you make your own decision or whatever it is, and he did something very illegal, but the fact that he was selling it to kids too.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Yep.
Not good.
No, it is not. And that is your What the Florida.
Thank you, Francis. We do it twice a show. 105 and 1105. You guys give us the information, and we throw it right back at you.
Guys, I have a question for both of you, and that is, what do you think about, so jobs with an office type of an environment, what do you think about guys wearing shorts to work?
I think it's weird.
Right?
Just because it's just something you just never see.
We allow it here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in sweatpants right now, but we're not in a corporate like environment here at the radio station.
That's why I said corporate.
Yes.
I tried to preface it that way because, we do, we're a little bit more casual on this side of the building, but let's say it's the other side of the building.
Sales. I would
sales
never be in
side,
sweatpants.
The business side of things, right?
Yes, or flip-flops.
But shorts in particular for guys.
Yeah,
What do you think?
to me, it's not business attire.
Right.
But nor were jeans a handful of years ago, and now they are. So you just never know how things are going to evolve.
True.
I would say no.
Yeah, I didn't think that you would be a fan of it either. And it's just, I'm with Franny at the point where it seems kind of weird. But here's somebody that's taken sort of a look at it from a sexist side of things. And an office worker who was sick of wearing a suit and tie in the sweltering weather has deemed his workplace sexist after being banned from wearing shorts. The fed up employee said he should be able to wear shorts in hot weather if female coworkers can wear dresses or skirts. And of course, you can see right where he's going with that. He also made a point to say that they aren't client facing. So it's not like they're in front of people all the time. They're dealing with clients or customers coming into a store type atmosphere. He just wants to be able to wear them. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if a little of this is just being spiteful too, but that's my own little take on it.
Because that is completely different. Because a girl can wear a dress, guys should wear shorts.
Well, when a woman wears a dress or a skirt, that is business attire, you know? And you know what? They're ready to present as far as if they're seeing what a salesperson or something like that out selling or making a presentation. It's usually somebody's dressed.
To go on with that, another allegation that he's making is that the skirts in which these female coworkers are wearing, he says, are deemed unprofessional. So maybe they're a little bit shorter.
Too short.
Right. So
Too low means they're long.
In a traditional sense,
Why
right?
was he complaining?
He and the rest of the male workforce should be able to get their legs out, as he says. And of course, he took it to Reddit, and people vented for his frustration, saying that a dress code in a non-public facing office is just plain stupid. A lot of people jumped on board with that, and whenever you throw up a topic like that on Reddit, you're going to get all kinds of smart alecky responses as well. I would find it weird, even if they were like knee length shorts, right? So if you want to say that the females can wear a knee length dress and that's business appropriate, wearing knee length shorts, I don't know. Again, maybe it's just a weird, thing that I have in my mind. Yet I see the guys in the big brown trucks that deliver packages to us wear them all the time.
Yeah.
I don't even think anything of it.
Well,
Maybe it's just because, again,
That's
it's
their uniform.
something that I see all the time, right?
Yeah, just familiar with it.
Yeah, hey, it could just be that. I don't know. In an office environment, I mean, I personally, I wouldn't be against it, especially if you're not dealing with customers face to face. What the heck? It wouldn't bother me.
I think then the next thing they wear flip-flops, they wear sneakers. It gets more and more casual. We even seen it here years ago when there was Casual Friday. People started coming in with tank tops. And, you're not going to please everybody. I mean, you work at a place, and if there you have a dress code, you have to do it. But to say a woman wears a skirt or dress and I should be able to, wear shorts. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You're skating the line. Looks like you're just bitching the bitch.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say that 100%, but I'm kind of with you on that. I think it's a little bit of a, well, you can do it. So you should be able to do it.
No, it sounds like a bitch.
One of those.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Franny's going.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting that side on both sides. People looking for things. You can do X. Why can't we do Y? And that's just what our society is. Years ago, you didn't have a choice. I mean, that's where it was. I mean, it's done. You got to be there and go to work and be there at a certain time, and you leave at a certain time. But, I mean, now it's changing with the workers and how their opinion is and what they say and what they go out there.
A little bit of being spoiled from working at home, now.
Yeah.
Because, of course, at that point, if you're not seeing clients and you're not face-to-face, you don't have to worry about a dress code, and then you go back to work, and now all of a sudden, I got to put those slacks back on.
Oh, yeah. I think that the whole working from home thing just destroyed everything for a lot of people because people just got comfortable. They enjoyed it. There was that, remember in Fort Lauderdale, that judge was flipping out on all the lawyers during COVID because they were coming with their pajamas on every night. She goes, this is a court. You know what I mean? And I think that once you get casual in your home, it is more convenient, obviously, and it saves you money, but you're supposed to be going to work.
Right.
People walk downstairs, you know what? They don't even get dressed, and they do it. If their boss allows it, fine. If your boss doesn't allow it, you can't do it. I mean, that's just the way it is. To me, you do what your boss said. We were one of the first ones to come back in the building years ago, and we had a great situation. We were at my pool, but, the only bad thing for us, it was a little far for Franny and Johnny a little, but we were, when they tell us to come back, you come back. I mean, that's the way, we were, but I think everybody's different. But to wear shorts every day,
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I mean, there may be some offices right now that have a very relaxed atmosphere that it does happen. I don't know.
sometimes there is places Fridays.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's plenty of offices that allow that, and even again in our building,
I can see the Google, right? Like Google atmosphere, over there at their headquarters or
Apple.
something. Whereas I could kind of see that. I got a couple texts at 47142. Started off with Real Radio because we were talking about things that we have witnessed or people who may be cheap and what they do. And this one says Penthouse. My wife has friends. They have 2 kids. And the only time we meet them for dinner is on kids' night. They order 1 adult meal, and then they get 2 kids' meals for free. Then the other parent eats off of the 3 plates. They're so cheap. So they just get 1 adult meal, and then they eat off of their kids' food and stuff like that. Saving money. And then we have somebody, this is cheap, says, here we go. My friend is so cheap, he does his own dentistry.
Oh, God.
If he's on the highway and sees the roadside assistance truck, he races in front, pulls on the shoulder, turns on his hazards, and pretends he's out of gas just so he can get a couple of gallons for free.
You gotta be kidding me!
Wow, and they'll just do that?
This is according to the text line. And I am not reading your text about free because that's disgusting.
You would think they would
text something about condoms.
Forward that to me. Thank you.
Hey, don't you think I've never been
Oh, wow, that light bulb just went off.
Yeah, I've never been in that situation. You would think they would check your gas tank, come over and look at it. I mean, because you got to be on, I would think you got to be on E to get free gas, but maybe not. Maybe you just go up and say, hey,
You have to run out. You would think they'd only give you some if you ran out of gas.
Yeah, you're like, hey, I need $10. You got it? What do you want to do?
So maybe he goes far enough ahead where the truck doesn't see him actually pull off to the side. So he's already pulled off to the side. He goes, hey, I'm out of gas. Can you help me? Okay. All right. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
I had to think that one out.
Oh, my God. That's one of those situations, God forbid. Oh, man. You're walking back.
That's how we got cheap.
Yeah.
And then somebody's asking, do you remember that bar that was going to do free drinks for every time the Jets lost this season? And he said, somebody was texting, like, I wonder if that establishment in Green Bay is still going to give free drinks to customers every time the Jets lose this season.
They might
That's
not
from
now.
Frank in Fort Pierce.
They might not now because the Jets are going to lose a lot.
Now there's not any Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a caveat to that you would mention?
Certain hours.
There was a few.
I think it was certain hours.
It was certain hours. And also,
you had to spend a certain amount.
The Green Bay Packers couldn't be playing at the same time, like if they were on at the same time, right?
Yeah,
There was a few things.
It was just things like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think Aaron Rodgers. I think he had to be the quarterback during those games too.
That's what I thought as well.
I do.
So there's your out, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's finished for the season.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't go until last night because if you went there last night because the Packers obviously weren't playing, it was Monday Night Football, but Rodgers got knocked out in the first quarter, which is still terrible.
Did you see it? And I'm sorry if you mentioned it, and I just don't recall us talking about it. Did you see any of the Manning cast?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was okay. They had John McEnroe on, and they had Fitzy on.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
all right.
so the two
I
good
bet
characters.
Fitzy was fun.
But when McEnroe was on, it was right in the beginning after the injury, and it just changed the whole mood.
Right.
Peyton Manning was, seemed to be very upset when it was live. He was just like, I can't believe this. He seemed to be bothered by it to me.
Yeah, well, it's one of your own,
Yeah, and I think he was. Eli was still, just they were taking shot, because they were like, we didn't think he was that hurt. And then when they saw him get carted off, McEnroe just had a big interview one-on-one because he's Mr. New York, McEnroe with Rodgers, and got to know him. And it was a pretty funny thing. Like they had McEnroe going to the Jets camp and knocking on the door. Hello, I'm John McEnroe, and then 2 days later, he's done for the year. So it was a little sad. But the Mannings, people like it. And they also get big guests. They always get people who are huge, that like household names that even the average person knows. You know what I mean? And they always tie it into a theme. Like last night, they got McEnroe, obviously, for New York, which was cool. I don't mind it.
Assuming because of the U.S. Open that just went on?
For McEnroe?
Yeah.
Well, he lives in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he's a New Yorker in general.
Yeah, he lives in Soho.
Okay.
I told you that story.
Just a coincidence and I guess timing is all.
Yeah, I told you that story one time. We were walking down the street in Soho, and some guy went up to him and said, "Hey, John."
Yeah.
And he flipped out on the guy, and he was like, "Do you know me?" Yeah. Why? But he's just McEnroe. He's a crazy. He's married to the same girl for years. The girlfriend at was it Bangles? I think the lead singer. Yeah, I think he's married to her for a long, long time. But I like McEnroe.
I do have here. I checked, and it is one of the stipulations. One of the rules for that bar is that Rodgers has to start.
Okay.
In order
there you go.
for them to get their free beers if they lose.
Answers that question.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he started last night, but he didn't finish, and the Jets ended up winning.
But the Jets won,
Yeah, so
they didn't get their free beer.
Yeah, so they didn't get their free beer.
But they said, because there's a news piece on it, and they said it was quite disgusting. And they were just like, and these are people in Wisconsin who used to be fans. And they said that they were like cheering when Aaron Rodgers got injured. And they were just like, that's never good behavior to have when anybody gets injured. But to them, they were like, oh, yes, we're going to get free beer. So they were cheering against an injury because of that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
No surprise.
Yeah, that's just people. I mean, everybody, if they're going to benefit, they don't care. The hell with the guy. And there are also some people look at him like you left us.
Yeah, there's a lot of people up in Wisconsin, I'm sure, that do not like Aaron Rodgers because he left. Look at the look at the hate that Brady got.
Yeah.
But look at Brady Sunday. Those fans went crazy for him when he came back.
So one of the anchors was, so they showed up after the game. The anchors were, and some were there during the game at this pub, at this bar. And one of them even said on screen that you guys, because they didn't get their free beer. So he was like, they said that you got what you deserved after cheering at Rodgers' injury.
Yeah.
He was like, I know that they were rooting for their chances of free drinks, but come on, people, wouldn't you have wanted to see him play and the Jets lose instead of him getting injured? And they were saying, it was just not really good behavior.
No, it's classless.
No.
But I think
classless. Best word for it.
Yeah.
And anytime a guy leaves the team, people hate it. But even like I said, we have Jorge, our good caller, with Brady, and loved him. Brady played, was there Sunday. People went crazy. Came running out with the jersey. They went nuts for him. It's just one of those things. And I think that fans get mad. I'm sure Packer fans look at it. There's some happy he went to the Jets, some happy he left. But, it's business. You have to understand that on both sides, and it never works out even. Very few guys leave on a perfect time. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a good day. Another hot day out there, so take an extra break and drink some water. We'll come back with a trifecta and the conclusion of the show. Ooh, big word. We'll be back. Show?
Real radio is the news junkie.
My Nine Inch Nails take is not a very popular one with Nine Inch Nails fans. Pretty Hate Machine was an excellent album, and everything after it sucked.
Not even Downward Spiral?
That's what he considers the rest of the songs to be from Pretty Hate Machine. It was a downward spiral.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The countdown is on to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The most massive live music event of the year.
Friday and Saturday, September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Having the time of your life is more rewarding than ever when you visit any MGM Rewards destination nationwide. Dine, stay, play, and earn on all of it. Details at MGMRewards.com. Subject to earning and redemption limitations applicable to certain purchases and in certain states.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Palm Beach Expressway is moving along nicely for our Tuesday drive. We are up to speed on the Turnpike and at 95. No major delays. Roadwork downtown West Palm. Clematis is shut down from Dixie to Olive. Use Banyan or Datura instead. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
Here in Florida, we have an FPL team of thousands ready for storm season. So as the storm approaches, just know our job isn't finished until everyone's lights are back on. Get ready at fpl.com/storm.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach, and this Saturday night, September 16th, casino night, poker tables, slot machines, roulette tables, sexy showgirls, plus cash and prizes. It's a night of gaming, dining, and live entertainment. If you want to have a good time, there's only one place to go. Monroe's of Palm Beach, open 7 days a week till 5 a.m., and that's where the beautiful ladies are. Monroe's of Palm Beach, casino night, this Saturday. I can hear the dice now, baby. Winner! Sign me up for casino night of Monroe's. Peace!
Have you been injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident? If so, Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida injury lawyers, will help and fight for you. Our purpose is legal power. Our mission is huge results. If you've been injured in an accident, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Football is back. Come on out as we return to Captain Hiram's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football Watch Party of the season as Miami takes on New England. Great food and drink specials, including $2 Miller Lite drafts during all televised pro football games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. Captain Hiram's, 1606 Indian River Drive in Sebastian. See you there.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach. Every business deserves a great deal. That's why, for a limited time, we're launching the Mobile Made Free event. With Comcast Business Internet, new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free. Yep, you heard that right. An entire year, free. It's our best internet, powered by the next generation 10G network and with 99.9% reliability, plus 1 line of free mobile for a year. The Mobile Made Free event is happening now.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, for a limited time only, ask how new and existing customers can get 1 year of unlimited mobile for free during the Mobile Made Free event. Call or go online today to learn more. Ends 9/21/2023. EcoBill and autopay required. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Mobile offer requires 100 megabits per second internet and new unlimited intro mobile service. Other restrictions apply.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We're going to be partly cloudy to mostly sunny as we move through the remainder of our Tuesday. Temperatures are near 90 degrees, could feel close to 100 when you factor in the humidity. A few inland thunderstorms will be developing for us. That's likely where they could become locally strong at times. We otherwise stay partly cloudy to mostly sunny through the afternoon. We're going to stay near 90 for the rest of the week.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
I'm Ben Ferguson. I'm Ted Cruz. Border chaos, Democrat hypocrisy, and Biden wants to build a wall around Texas.
Plus, New Mexico's governor repeals the Second Amendment.
And the latest on the Biden crime family.
Download Verdict with Ted Cruz wherever you get your podcasts now.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords, God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ.
Radio app or wherever you get your podcast.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Thank you for always tuning in to Real Radio. After us, it is the News Junkie and then Lex and Terry. Jimmy's in the house.
Good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
So top 25 is out again this week, and Florida State goes to number 3. One of the Florida teams making a big move after the big win over LSU a week ago. Georgia's 1 and Michigan's 2. And Colorado's moved up to 18. They do play again this week to try to go 3-0. They take on Colorado State. Let's not forget, Colorado's over-under was 3.5, and all the experts said, they won't win any games. They were 1-11. But Deion came to town, brought 60 new guys, and they are lighting it up, and they are the story of college football. It's more about Colorado than Georgia, Michigan, or Alabama, or USC, which is just unbelievable and shocking. But it shows you when you win and you're a big personality, people are going to notice. Last night there was a game in the NFL, a big game. The Jets won 22-16. Jimmy's got some audio, and that was the only piece. That wasn't the only piece of the game.
It's a short punt. Gibson on the return. Near side. I don't see any flags. And he's going to go. Jets win it. Touchdown. Rookie Xavier Gibson. Game over. Damn it, Nancy.
Sorry. That might have been me. I might have added that. As a Bills fan.
There was some things on social media I saw earlier this morning that there was a tripping on that play that was not called.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see it?
Yeah, somebody posted, and of course it goes. I'm sure it was a Bills fan, and it said the refs blow another call or they blow another game.
I didn't see it.
I saw it.
Did it look like tripping?
Yes, but I don't think it would have affected the play.
But if it's tripping, they call it. It goes back anyway.
So do you know when the punter, tried to push him because like they're playing 2-hand touch.
Yeah.
Because that's what he did. Towards the end there, he tried to push him. It was right instantly before that.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
if I can find it again, I'll show you on the break. But to me, I don't know. Maybe it was a trip. Should it have been called? Probably, maybe, I guess, but I don't know. They didn't lose because of that. They lost because of 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
Bad playing at the worst time. That's why the Bills lost.
And the refs were tired at that time, 11:30. Like, we're getting out of here. We got to go get dinner in the city, so we're out of here. We're gonna leave. The Jets did win 22-16, but they lost Rodgers for the season, which is very bad. Last night, Jet fans went to bed not knowing. Today, it was confirmed he is out for the year, which does suck all around. And if you got the Jets for a Super Bowl, I feel bad for you. Try to sell your ticket maybe for half price. LeBron James said that him and a bunch of NBA players, also Kevin Durant, might play in the Olympics 2024 to represent the greatest country in the world, USA, as they play in Paris. We'll see what happens with that. I am not sure, but maybe if LeBron does get involved, he's going to go back for another gold medal. He already has one in his trophy case. And that is your last trifecta of the day. Now, Jimmy, I know we were talking about new words or buzzwords at workplaces, but this is a buzzword that I think you hear a lot.
Yeah, toxic workplaces is coming up, right? So we saw with a couple of people celebrity-wise. Most recently, obviously, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
That came out. Ellen DeGeneres back in her day, right, had some problem. In reading a little bit about what was going on with Jimmy, I didn't realize, I guess, Kelly Clarkson had some problems, too, as well. I was unaware of that. Yeah.
Years ago.
I was, too.
I didn't know that she did as well. So, and I think part of it, too, is whenever you're in the entertainment industry, and it's very similar to what we do, too. You have usually the top dog, right? And sometimes things get misconstrued and what, really is what's going on. Now, sometimes it is legit. Those guys can be very meticulous as to what they want, and they can be kind of bricky about it. I just have always felt when we talked about Jimmy Fallon the other day, he certainly doesn't seem like that type of a person that would create that type of an atmosphere, right? And
at least his persona, what we see. Yes.
Yeah, what we see.
The thing with Fallon for years, and it's come out more and more, he used to really drink heavy. And that's been out there a lot.
But he doesn't anymore, and a lot of these allegations are new allegations.
Yeah. No, I'm saying years ago, that was the one thing people would say. He would come in drinking and stuff like that.
Even in the one article that I read about it was, again, it brought in drinking as if it was recent. No, and again, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what I read. So whether or not he really came in and was creating that type of an atmosphere because of drinking, I don't know. Some people are apparently claiming that. But, yeah, toxic workplaces. What is a toxic workplace to you? 47142 is our text line that's open. And I'll tell you what, there's a big write-up on this on Yahoo that was talking about it, which I was kind of surprised. It's one of those things where I thought maybe we could see. Have you ever worked in a toxic workplace, Greek?
Nope.
Franny?
No.
I can't say that I really have either. I had one boss that was a little bit, kind of on edge, but it wasn't all the time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have called it a toxic workplace. At one time, I would have classified being in this business as a little bit of a toxic workplace because it's one of those jobs that we could lose our job at any time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a fear, right? And that's the number one word that always keeps coming back in toxic workplaces is somebody or something at your job that creates fear. Fear is the one word, right? So and when I say that, I want to preface it. Nobody made me feel scared. It was the fact of it's the
industry.
It's the industry, right? It's very natural for this industry to have cutbacks, to have to where AI is coming in now is the big thing. Different,
I didn't even know that.
software changes how your job type thing. And the very fact that it happened to me once. I was let go because of downsizing.
Mm-hmm.
So 19% of employees overall describe their workplaces as toxic. That's 1/5 of people, with high numbers in fields of manual labor at 21%. Manual labor, how about that? Customer, client, and patient services at 26%. As compared to office workers at only 14%. And that's where I would think that it would be the most, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just a natural feeling, right? Around the office, you get a lot more people that have their own opinions about things. You would think that they're on top of you.
And they're watching you,
things.
scrutinize you.
Yeah, but, obviously that happens out in the field, too. It happens with manual labor jobs and customer, client, patient services as well. I tell you what, having dealt with, nurses and doctors in hospitals over the past course of the past couple of years, I can see where that can be a problem too with some of them, right?
Yep. No doubt.
It could stem from hostility or even abuse, even physical abuse or verbal abuse. I think that's some of the ones where it comes back to the number one thing, as I said, is fear. When you have a fear of whether or not
you need to get out of that place if that's the case,
right? And whether you're going to lose your job or whether or not you're just fearful coming in each day. Are you going to get yelled at?
Physical or verbal abuse? Yeah, that is not. It's not a good situation all around. I mean, to deal
physical,
with that,
forget it. Nobody. It's a job.
Where's HR at this point?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, verbal, you're going to hear certain people say certain things. They don't like the way certain people talk to them. Or, again, sometimes the way a boss will talk to you in front of other employees.
Yep.
You might get upset with that or feel like, you're embarrassed or you're hurt.
And you're bringing up some of the other things. But, again, it usually falls back to fear. But those were a couple of the other things. Go ahead. Keep going, Greek. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying those are the things that I've heard people say a lot of times where, even kidding. Some people don't like it. Like if, boss is kidding with you in front of other people, they get offended or they're like, hey, you know what? You're trying to make me look bad. I don't like that.
Right.
So, in today's workforce, you have to be very careful to what you say and how you behave. As 20 years ago, a lot of stuff that went on was just forget it today. You get blown out in 2 seconds. But it's just, it's the person as an individual. And I think also today when people have a complaint or a thought process, it gets taken more serious. Where years ago, I think you had to really push it and they had to really look into it. I think when somebody starts calling up and saying to HR, like Francis just said, they're looking into it. You know what I mean? They are very worried.
As they should have always. But.
Yeah, unless HR is the problem. Isn't that the article we were talking about the other day, right?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Well, we were talking about the Michigan State coach?
Yeah, well, he was, but he had nothing to do, but we were talking about somebody in HR who was the one who committed. Oh no! They are HR people, human resource people are the ones who are most likely to be sleeping with a coworker.
Right.
Yeah, that was what we read. But the Michigan State coach, he has allegations against against somebody he hired to talk about sexual harassment and rape and all that stuff too, because she was a victim herself, to his players.
Yeah, now
he's the one who was,
He's saying now that's totally not true.
Allegedly.
Yeah, and there's a hearing October 5th.
Okay.
And until October 5th, he's not around the team.
Right.
Because he signed
he's been suspended without pay.
Yeah, he's been around. I mean, he signed a 10-year deal.
Like a $90 million, one of the highest paid coaches in football in general, not just college.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge situation when this comes out.
I hope it's not true. I mean, obviously, because I don't want anybody to be the victim in a case like that, and you hate to ever hear, especially when it's sexual harassment of any kind, whether it's physical or just verbal abuse in that type of a case. So I really hope that doesn't come out. And he deserves his day to be able to, stay innocent and, let them prove that he's guilty.
And something that Franny keeps mentioning yesterday, and I brought this up to a couple people, and nobody says it, and she was the one who said it. He's married, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not. It was like when Johnny Manziel and our Johnny used to say, hey, he's not 21. And they used to show him all the time drinking.
But yeah, you don't see a lot of it in the article about mentioning that he's a married man.
Yeah. Right. It was more about what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think there's that little piece that, apparently it was from harassment and it was for somebody that came in to talk about harassment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think it kind of focuses that way. But you're absolutely right.
He's married.
If that actually happened, not only did he harass somebody, but he's cheating too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing that happened with the Boston Celtics coach. It wasn't.
But he's even admitting that he cheated because he's saying that it was consensual.
Yeah.
So he is.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot.
He's saying that. He's saying it went on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not mentioning that he's married.
Right.
I mean, that in itself, I think, with his contract with Michigan State, they might be able to blow him out. Be like, you have certain things in your contract. And, and that's what I was last night talking to two of my friends about. And they were going the other way. And they're going, well, he said it was both sides. I said, dude, he's married. You guys are missing that whole element.
Yep.
I said, so that's the whole thing.
Well, because it's just not the main narrative when it comes to reading this. I don't even know if any of the articles I've read really mention that.
Well, you said
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, but that's not even in the issue. He's just saying, I had an affair. What are you going to do? Don't worry about it. I'm a role model for kids. Give me my $90 million. I'm going to walk away. We'll see.
Yeah,
like you said.
And his wife is a former attorney and an active community leader, and so we'll see how much longer they stay married.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll represent him in court.
Maybe
she'll brush off. She'll dust off because she's a former attorney.
Maybe she'll give him a discount.
Yeah.
But that's a word that we hear now that we didn't hear years ago. Toxic. You hear that a lot.
But what makes it toxic to you or anybody else? And again, that's what this article brought down to, is that really is it that fear, but is there some other element that you find that creates a toxic work environment? And I'm not talking about toxic chemicals in a hazmat plant, obviously. So one of the things that they were saying is you can, one way to deal with it if you're in that type of environment is to have a support system inside and outside of the workplace. But ultimately, it comes right down to what Franny said. You might be better off finding another job.
Yeah, well, because it's hard. Because if you open your mouth, you're afraid at any job you're going to get blown out. Because again, when you're that's
part of it, right?
Yeah, because usually when it's a toxic workplace, you're usually, not always, it could be a coworker, but for most time, it's you talking about your superior. And when you're going against your superior, it's hard. A, it's hard to prove. B, the first person they go to is they ask him or her, who's ever your boss, and they say, hey, Greek came in and said, oh, that's not true. You know what I mean? And then they have to go to somebody above him.
Right.
And then that's why they do tell you in all these situations that you should send emails and document every single thing.
And a lot of time it can come from the boss, but there have been situations where I've seen and witnessed toxic situations in workplaces where it's because a new person comes in and the people who are already there, those employees or coworkers, they have like these cliques, like it's very high school, and kind of that gossipy behavior. And we're not going to like you until you're here for a while because, we
don't accept
you're a newbie, stuff like that. So it doesn't always have to come from the top.
No. I mean, there's so many different situations. I mean, at the end of the day, you should go to your job because you're getting paid, obviously. You might enjoy what you're doing. You might not. A lot of people don't like their jobs, but it shouldn't be where you're in fear or worried about your job or feel like during the day you're going to get abused in any shape or form or talked down to.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot of things with a lot of people. Like your self-esteem comes from that. Your boss beats you up all day. It's not a great thing. You leave home at the end of the day, you feel terrible. And sometimes when you get beat up all day, you just feel like, come on, give me a break. 877-927-60.
I thought you were going to let that pregnant pause come in there for a minute.
69. Give us a call if you're in a toxic workplace.
Oh, it's a toxic workplace.
Oh, without a doubt.
I got to hear that all the time.
Oh, my God. On the day where Aaron Rodgers' season is over, it has definitely struck a nerve in my pocket.
I know. You're so bummed by this. I didn't realize how huge of a Jets and Aaron Rodgers fan you were.
I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. I just am.
Even during the breaks, you're like, I'm so sad.
It's tough.
You're like moping around
Clearly,
today.
Greek's got the Jets and over.
Yeah, we got money on it, or what?
Duh.
I just wonder how long he's going to be out.
I mean, you've been mopey.
That was what, Ray Charles that can see that? Is that how that works? I'm not mistaken.
Jets.
Not anymore.
No.
They can still win.
Yeah, right.
What was it? Season over? Season total over? Is that what you had?
It was 9.5.
Right.
The fireman. Oh my God, fireman Ed's probably so depressed today. Are you kidding me?
Did you see him last night?
Yeah, he was there.
Did they?
Yeah,
okay,
he had
I didn't see him in any of the B-roll.
He had a jersey on. It wasn't a Jet jersey. It was like a fireman jersey.
Who is this? I don't know. I'm not familiar with who's fireman Ed.
He's there for years. He wears a fire hat, fire helmet, and he was a fireman, I believe.
He's a huge Jets fan.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like last night, there was a lot of guys that were wearing because they had a lot of firefighters
there.
For
9/11.
But fireman always wears it. He's got a white. I'm sure he's a volunteer firefighter somewhere, and that's where he got it from.
And he started the Jets cheer years ago.
He's a tall dude. He's bald, and he started the JETS Jets.
Oh, so he's the originator.
That's what they
Those
said.
guys been around for a long time.
Yeah, he didn't go for a while.
Did he start it, or was he just?
I think he's the one who got picked up on social media, but what happened was he got into some kind of an argument.
Oh, well, that was well into it, though. That was just a couple years ago.
No, I know, but he stayed away for a couple years. Then he came back in.
Yeah.
And he's back on the scenes, obviously, now. But, yeah, he was there last night with a fire department jersey.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so he was definitely there. And then Rodgers came out. Rodgers was the one holding the flag when they came out for the thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the introduction to the thing. But, yeah, if you work in a toxic workplace, get out of it or try to get help. Pick up the phone, call HR, and talk to somebody. Don't live like that because it's not healthy for you.
Do something.
Mm-hmm.
Because, man, I tell you what.
Life's too short.
That could take you down a path that you don't want to be on.
No. And talk to somebody, too. And, maybe you get a support system. You know what? You could talk to people at your job.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is a toxic workplace because they text at 47142, but they're like, I had a couple Cougar bosses, back in the day that would make sexual advances at me. But they just rolled with it, hoping for a raise. So I don't know if you looked at that as a toxic
yeah, I mean, that's
environment.
I mean, if you're not into it, you might feel like, all right, you're putting me on the spot, and I don't like it. I think that's a job you had.
I know.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. Franny's always undressing me with her eyes over there.
Hey, you notice that? I was trying to be discreet about it, Jimmy.
Clearly you weren't.
You mean this glass is clear?
The glass is clear in the studio. It is definitely clear in the studio. 877-927-6969. You can always text us at Real Radio 47142, or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.
How about if we keep hearing this every day?
Your show sucks.
Thank you.
Well,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah, that's toxic. You just made it a toxic workplace, Jimmy.
See?
Yep.
Where'd you get that from, management?
Yes.
Always appreciate that. They support you. Paya. Oh, Paya is always a positive thing.
Yeah, there's a good one.
Jimmy, great job as always. Thanks for all your help, everything you do with the contest and the blog. Thank you so much.
Well,
great job.
Thank you very much, Greek. Thank you very much, Franny. Great job for both of you today. And thanks for listening, too.
And you too, Jimmy. All three of us.
Thank you.
Franny, great job as always. You put a smile on my face. It was a tough morning knowing that Mr. Rogers is not going to be in his neighborhood. But thank you so much for all your hard work and making it a pleasure every day to come here. It's one of the most enjoyable things I have. 4 hours a day. Okay. Thank God. I was running out of stuff.
Let's cut you off so we don't keep on going.
What
That's enough.
pages of this do I have?
Check out Real TV, sponsored by Monroe's.
Oh, and while you're there, realradio921.com. That's where Real TV is. Make sure you check out that blog, the Penthouse blog. We always have Greek Scram Girl up for grabs. You can check out the hottie of the day. Then, if you have not seen this video, it is an old man who, it's not that one, but I'm getting that one too. There's an old man who uses a frying pan as a weapon against a charging crocodile. And this guy is gangster.
Wow.
And then, maybe not safe for work, but there's a couple busted while trying to join the Mile High Club.
Giggity.
And I mean, they get busted. All that's realradio921.com on the Penthouse blog. But of course, Jimmy, thank you for all that you do.
Thanks.
G-Man, you too. And before your time is done over here in the Penthouse, you got some parting words?
You guys, when you listen to the show, you should think of it like school. You're learning something every day. You might use it, you might not. School's in tomorrow at 10 a.m.
What did we learn today?
What have we learned today?
Yes.
We learned that Aaron Rodgers is not going to be playing anymore this year. And if you had the Jets in the over, you're screwed.
You're Greeked.
Have a great afternoon, everybody. School's in tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And don't be late. If you're late, you have to have a note. We'll be back. Peace.